Good morning. Good morning. It is 5:55 on the East Coast. It's fucking cold out. I just let the dogs out there inside. They're fighting now. But I woke up this morning. I was thinking about how I've been complaining about people being run off this platform by these bullies. And I know where it's coming from. And it's not Bonner. I know where it's coming from, and I just want to point something out. Because they've been doing this, right? They ran off a bunch of pussies. But you know who stayed? Some of the strongest, most fucked up people ever. And now they have a big problem. Because these people that have stayed here, these people that are able to put up with the bullshit, they can't get rid of. You're right, early riser. Absolutely. He was bombed last night. Talk about a 2-beer queer. Oh my God. Hey, you know what? You work hard, you party hard, early riser. The guy deserved it. We didn't see him puke. We didn't see him vomit. He just got a little buzz. He was having a good time. He did it last night. And this is my point. If you were to ask me, where does this all come from? How come nobody wants, or someone wants these people not to participate? I'm telling you right now, without a doubt, it's coming from people like Holly. It's coming from people like G Mangos, Bergs. These people that have been here for a long time. They don't want anyone else here. I'm telling you, I've been saying this for a while. But they fucked up. They fucked up big time. Because you got people like Michelle K. You got people like Slingshot Warrior. Get rid of us. And we will topple over you. We will. You notice that we've joined forces. Now you're going to say, well, who cares? You guys are a bunch of losers. Well, let me tell you something. You've never heard anything like this. And guys, this is real. This is absolutely real. Everybody knew Slingshot.
I'm doing that. What's going on there? Nothing. I can't hear. Well, you haven't seen.
I've never done nothing wrong.
Well, get up the goddamn phone and eat your food. I eat your food in the bathroom like an asshole. Leave me alone, Dad. Really, you're so annoying. Oh my God! Shut up, Christian. Some kind of weirdo? Yeah, all day long talking to people. You have all these fucking things outside TVs like your fucking stuff.
What just happened?
Go in the kitchen with your food right now, or get the hell out of my house. Oh my God! Go a normal person. You don't eat goddamn food in the bathroom or over the goddamn laundry basket. Give me a break. Go sit down over there. I'm 100 years old. It ain't that goddamn important whatever's on that goddamn phone.
You're never going to get that. You are never going to get that anywhere else. There's no way. Michelle's dad is the breakout star of 2021. Absolutely. He's had enough. Jennifer Sweet, yes, she's eating in the bathroom. Jennifer, she's eating in the bathroom. This is the person that Botter wanted to get rid of, G Mangos wanted to get rid of, Holly Undead. Come on, why? Why? Are you people fucking nuts? This woman is eating, not only just eating in the bathroom, Jennifer. She's eating tuna fish in the bathroom. Now, please, guys, please let me pick the talent from now on. I understand your concerns. But yeah. Oh, the fecal fumes alone. Yes. Sorry about that. Yeah, why would anyone want to get rid of this? Out of here. Oh my god. Yeah, it is. It absolutely is, Jennifer Sweet. 100%. And again, how many people told me, Michelle K, no Michelle K, no Michelle K? I'm telling you right now, you guys are saying no Slingshot Warrior? Slingshot Warrior is the best. I'm telling you. I think a Slingshot Warrior and Dark Knight live stream has to happen. If Slingshot Warrior just did him and Dark Knight, oh my god. Because you know what Dark Knight is? Dark Knight's the guy that you need in the background. Dark Knight is filler. And I don't mean to take away anything from this guy, but I mean like the real filler, where you're hearing like and yeah, that's fucked up or something like that, just like a yes man. He's the best yes man in the background. I'm telling you right now, we just got to fix his mic. And if Slingshot Warrior did a live stream where he brought up a topic and Dark Knight was up there, I guarantee you it would be perfect. Perfect. Yes, Botter does suck absolute ass. You're right, 100%. Here's the thing about that, murder. People are going to say, oh, he's in cahoots with Noodles. No, Noodles took down his channel. Noodles made him run away. You understand that, right? Your reluctance to bring Ashley Hatcher to Buffalo, dude. No, there's no going back. There's no. All right, so early riser. I trust me, dude. This woman was brought to my attention a while ago and was like shoved in my face, like take it. Dude, I can't, because not only is that demonic, there's no redeeming qualities in that person. That person, no, dude, no way. I'm telling you right now, that person's gonna end up killing themselves. That's bad. I won't even touch that. And the other thing is, like, dude, the other thing you forget about early riser is that she will eventually get my phone number. You know what I mean? I gotta do shit. Let's go in the bathroom. Oh, hold on. Oh, yeah, can't do that. Early riser. Oh, 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 God. Ooh. Come on. Hold on. I can't believe, like, you shut, you know, like, dude, like, I can't imagine taking a shit and eating. I guarantee you she falls asleep in I guarantee you she also falls asleep in bed. Take care of it. So, yeah, you know what? I'll let you listen to the original clip while I'm finishing with my ass. Hold on. Everybody knew Slingshot.
I'm doing that. What's going on there? Nothing. Nothing. I can't hear. Well, you have the TV
I've
on.
never done nothing wrong.
Well, get up the goddamn phone and eat your food. No, not eating your food in the bathroom like an asshole. Leave me alone, Dad. Really, you're so annoying. Oh my God! Shut up, you two. Oh my God! Some kind of weirdo. Yeah, you're all day long talking to people. No, that's not. You have all these fucking things up so high, TVs, like they're fucking senile and stuff.
What just
Go
happened?
in the kitchen with your food right now, or get the hell out of my house. Oh my God! Go like a normal person. You don't eat goddamn food in the bathroom or over the goddamn laundry basket. Give me a break. Yeah, go sit down over there. Up high like a fucking 100 years old. It ain't that goddamn important, whatever's on that goddamn phone. Oh my God.
You know, it reminds me of that song by Will Smith, where the Fresh Prince, parents just don't understand. So there's that. Let's see if I can get this back up. That was here. Yeah, he did look lost, Sherry. Sherry, did you contact him or what? He said that you contacted him. Is it going to happen? 50-year-old brat, right. 50-year-old brat. Hold on, guys. Let me get up on the computer screen. Yeah. Oh, man, it's fucking cold. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, who would have thought? Who would have thought she was eating food in the bathroom? It might be a bathroom fetish. It might be. Oh, it wasn't you. He thinks it was you. This is why. This is Sherry. This is why. Sherry. There was one night I tricked this guy, and I did it on purpose to prove a point to him. And I called him up, and I said, "Dude, don't ever do that ever again. Don't ever do that ever again." I went up there. I went up there as Pretty Prepper, right? Pretty Prepper, and she had a bow and arrow. And her ass was hanging out, and he gave me her fucking email address. No, I'm sorry. What happened was he gave me the link to his StreamYards. He emailed me, and I told him, I was like, dude, don't ever do that ever again. You gotta watch out with Slingshot. But here's the thing: Slingshot's one of those tough motherfuckers. Slingshot is going to last. He's not gonna ditch. He's not gonna dump and run. I'm telling you, he is going to last. Let me roll up a cigarette of a Norwegian tobacco. This Norwegian tobacco ain't bad. I mean, it's actually good. I don't know what the blend is. It's got like a it's got like kind of like a sweet bitter flavor to it. Well, expect us, he's been doing that to a lot of people. He does that to John too. He does that to John. He does that to me, and I think the whole point of that is to try to get the channels taken down. He doesn't want anyone. He doesn't want anyone being successful here, except for G Mangoes and Holly Undead. Think about that. The only person that Bonner wants successful around here is G Mangoes. It's all set up. I'm telling you, they set you up and then they fucking shoot you down. They set you up and they shoot you down. And this has been going on for a while. When it first happened to me, I realized what was going on, but then I had to prove it by documenting all this stuff. That's what they're doing. I mean, ask John Camillo what they did to him. Ask Mark what they did to him. Same fucking shit. If there was anyone that deserves a channel being taken away from them or terminated, I think it was G Mangoes. I really don't like that guy. Really, really don't like that guy. And you want to know something? Out of all those people that received child porn on their phone, by the way, and don't get the Holly Undead child porn thing confused. Holly Undead got pictures that you can get off the internet of naked babies, and it has nothing to do with child pornography. All right, it's not even child exploitation. So that line, cunt, is I know exactly what she got because I got them too. And when I show them to the cops, they're like, "No, what?" So that's a stock photo. It's a stock photo of a naked baby. That's what she was running around complaining about. But there were other photos. If she did get those around the same time I did, they treated those photos like child exploitation. But the ones that she showed, no, you can't get in trouble for that. But I think it's funny how he didn't get anything. How is it that G Mangoes didn't get any of that stuff? But Mark Terry and John Camillo and myself got them, and for some strange reason, someone tried to get it on Poon Handler's channel. I mean, come on. Why is she still living at home? I couldn't imagine. When I had a baby, that I'd have to take care of it forever. No fucking way. If I had it. Well, what do you want her parents to do? Throw her out on the street? And let me ask you a question, Jennifer. If you did have a baby that was like Michelle K, what would you do? Come on. I mean, our parents are all lucky that we didn't end up like Michelle K. I tell my father about that all the time. I'm like, Dad, I'm like, you realize that I could have been a drug addict, I could have been this, I could have been that. You're so lucky. You're so lucky. I easily could have. I point out all those kids that I went to class with, all those kids that are fucked up. Craig's living in a fucking motel somewhere. Going to jail. Yeah, exactly. Well, here's the thing. I'm telling you, Sherry, I just want this to be on record that this guy is doing the worst of the worst shit. I'm telling you. They even did it to Nelson. What does Nelson do? I'm surprised that Lisa Lynn didn't get anything. Lisa Lynn's cool. I'm going to be honest with you. Lisa Lynn is actually probably one of the coolest ones of them all. Big supporter of Lisa Lynn, even though I don't go over there anymore, but I still support what she does. Holly Undead, it's like, dude, come on, man. This is what Holly does, right? Holly comes up, and if there's like a chip, like if there's a chink, like a little chink in the armor or whatever, Holly will wedge herself in it and try to tear it apart and make it bigger and bigger and bigger, and until no one cares anymore, and then she moves on to something else. That's all she's doing. I mean, I guess that's okay, but I don't know. She's kind of boring. Yes, I'd say leave. I'd get her a one bedroom, pay first 6 months, and that's it. No, I don't think you. So, all right, Jennifer, let me ask you a question. Let's say you do that, right? And all of a sudden, you start getting phone calls from the property management, from the police, from everyone saying that, hey, listen, you signed for this, you whatever, you need to come get your daughter. Your daughter's causing fucking ruckus here. All this shit's happening. Sherry, it doesn't work like that. You can't. I mean, sorry, Jennifer, it doesn't work like that. You're not gonna just get rid of Michelle K. She's gonna be attached to you for the rest of your life, and these people know it. These people fucking know it. I'm surprised that they haven't offed themselves yet. I mean, if they wanted to really fuck over Michelle K, they both stick a gun in their mouths and end it all. Michelle K would be fucked. I mean, the first couple months she would have some money, whatever. But I'm telling you right now, Michelle K would blow through that money. What do you think would happen if Michelle K got $1 million right now? You think she would put it in the bank? Do you think she would invest it? No. First of all, the vultures would swoop in, being Danny and Tommy. They would swoop in. Roger Mitchum would show up again. That's for sure. Roger Mitchum would show up, and that money would be spent. I need to fill up this coffee. What I'm trying to say is there's no saving this person. Yeah. A house full of cats and fur. You're absolutely right. And I guarantee you should be having parties at that house. Guaranteed. I guarantee you I'd have a brand new car. My kids moved out like normal. They don't even ask me for money. You're very lucky, Jennifer. You're very lucky. Craig's parents don't have the same luxury as you. Think about it. I think to myself, I'm like, damn, like, dude, you could have been a lot more fucked up than you are. A lot more fucked up than you are. I'm just very lucky that I chose certain paths, because I could have been. There was a time, I remember this. I remember specifically remembering this part of my life, because the choice that I made that day, I think kind of, I could have went this way, I could have went that way, at this part of my life, and I I took the right turn. I remember we were sitting in home ec. We're in home ec, right? I had this friend G1, and G1 introduced me to marijuana and all this stuff, and he's like, dude, he's like, I'm gonna get some special K. I'm gonna get some K. You want to do some K? Never done K in my life, and at this time, I just experienced marijuana. I'm like, yeah, dude. It had to have been like freshman year or something like that. And I was like, yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. And I was gonna fucking do it to the extreme. Do it to the extreme. Now, if I had kept doing living life like that, I probably would have tried heroin or something. I probably would have went even further. But what happened was, um, he couldn't get it or something like that, and I had a bad experience with marijuana leading up to that point where he couldn't get it, and I was like, nah, I don't want to do it. I got scared. All right. And thank God, because you got people out there who aren't afraid of this shit. Michelle K is not afraid of pills. She's not afraid of pills. She'll take pills nonstop, nonstop. She's not even afraid of eating in the bathroom. In the bathroom, I'm definitely afraid of that. I don't even want to open up my mouth in the bathroom. I think it's bizarre that you brush your teeth in the bathroom, to be honest with you. How many fur coats would she buy? Or would she want the viewers to pay for it? Well, I think that I think there would be a spending spree on Amazon. That's for sure. That's 100% sure. There would be tons of boxes, Amazon boxes. Her house would be full of Amazon boxes. Like, if we went to her house after she got all this money, Ruby, her house, you would walk in her house and there'd be Amazon boxes everywhere. Everywhere. Sure, Craig not asking his parents anymore. I don't know what's going on, Craig. To be honest with you, Street, you know that you can come in here as Street Life. I um I unblocked everybody. I might do a video, Street Life, of me eating in the bathroom. I think I might do that. Would she buy a taser covered in diamonds? Like, bedazzle it in diamonds? Maybe. Maybe she. I don't know. She'd probably do something ridiculous like that. Yeah, I guarantee you, she'd have tons of jewelry. She'd probably look like a fucking gypsy. She'd probably look like a fucking gypsy. She would always be wearing sunglasses. People would be driving her around. She'd be too good for everybody. She'd be one of those like Leona Helmsley types, where she gives, when she dies, all of her riches go to the cat, Boo Bear. My youngest daughter just moved back to Ohio from South Carolina. Went through a realtor to get a rental house, paid for it all by herself. I even tried to give her money. She told me no. Jennifer, Jennifer, you are very, very lucky, right? Uh, you're very, very lucky, because Jennifer, your kid, your kid. Oh, God damn it! With this, hold on, let me throw this for my dogs. Yeah, your kid could have been came out fucked up. Could have been a fucked up kid. I'm sorry. You're very, very lucky. I'm not even saying retarded. A retarded is for a forever kid. You know. I mean, you got to love everyone, man. Everyone gets a chance, and if you can't provide that for them, what good of what point of being a mother or father? What's the point? You know. So, I mean, Jennifer? What would you have done if your kid was retarded? Like, I don't know. You would have to. This would be your job for the rest of your life. Be your retarded kid. Good morning, Ruby. Yes, and I've thought about that. I've thought about that, and I think, I would have to say, hey, listen, this happens. This happens. And you got to do the right thing. The right thing right now is to take care of this kid until this kid accidentally dies somewhere out in the forest while you guys are camping. And then you got to report it to the police. There was an accident. There was an accident. You gotta make sure that you cover your ass with everything. If you don't want this retarded kid in your life, like Michelle K, you gotta cover your ass. You gotta make sure, hey, listen, I provided for this kid for like 30, fucking 40, 50 years, right? I didn't kill this kid in the woods. This was an accident. This wasn't a Gabby potato accident. This was a real accident. He got too close. He or she got too close to the cliff. Oh, roll up a nice cigarette. My son tried a fast one on me. He bought me a new PS4 when they were new. Then said, "Dad, I don't got rent money." Well, hey, you know what, Tree Life? You gotta do what you gotta do. I've come short before. Everyone's done that. Everybody's done that. Unless you're someone like Anderson Henderson. Anderson Henderson. You guys don't know about Anderson Henderson, but the guy pays everything early. Everything early. He doesn't want that hanging over him. He thinks it's the right thing to do. He's got morals when it comes to money and bills and all this stuff. If you can get your kid to be like that, you're fucking golden, dude. You're golden. But not everyone's like that. Not everybody's like that. And you know what? For you to help out your kid, no one's gonna get on your back. And this is what I think Jennifer has to understand. Jennifer is very lucky. Very lucky. Oh, mate. Yeah, right. That's different. If I had a mentally challenged child, but I didn't. So yeah, I know you're very lucky. You didn't. You realize that, right? You're very lucky because no one. I mean, I guess you will know, but will you abort the kid? Like, will you? I don't know. I can't get into these conversations with people because my stance on abortion and everyone getting a chance, even if you are fucked up. I mean, because think about it, I'm fucked up. I have a neurological disorder called dyslexia. If it was any worse, it could prevent me from a lot of things. I mean, listen, Street Life goes through it. Street Life was born fucked up. Yeah, the animals in the woods this time of year would eat a person. That's right, Sherry Jackson. Like 1 minute I turn around and hear a roar, and the next minute he's gone. He's gone. The bears must have gone. Very hungry. So, yeah, I mean, when I think about it, I don't feel good about it, but hey, listen. And I guarantee you're going to love that kid. You're going to love that. You think that Michelle K's parents don't love her? They love her. That's their child. I want to know if Michelle has sisters or brothers or if she's just an only child. Has anyone ever asked that? Do you guys even know if she has a brother or sister? Or do you think she's like the solo child brat? And who do you think's easier to deal with? A Bergs type or a Michelle K type? Because I think they kind of fit in the same category as older losers. And they're not getting any younger. They're not getting any younger. Like someone like G Mangos, right? The guy gets kicked out of the house. Then he's right back in there. He knows what to do. He's not an idiot. If Bergs got kicked out or Michelle K got kicked out, they wouldn't know what to do. They wouldn't know what to do. You would see them wandering around town looking on the ground for spare change. Can you help me out? Can you help me out? Yes. Oh my God. Let's see if Michelle K's up. Let's ask her if she's willing to do an interview about this. Hold on, we can make the StreamYard's link for Michelle. Oh shit, what the hell? You know what? I don't get these. For anyone who's watching, listen, I have my phone on Do Not Disturb because of this fucking asshole. So I don't get everyone's text messages. So I just got them. I'm sending everyone the link. Sorry. I apologize about that. Because for someone who's willing to participate, trust me, I'm not, you know, I'm picky. I'm picky, but for someone to come in here and want to participate, I truly appreciate it. I bet Michelle K drained her parents' account and stole a few times. I think that's possible. But I think it's more like she kind of maybe took a couple dollars out of the wallet, and then hit the road with her boyfriend. You know what I mean? I don't know if she got into the account. I don't think she's that smart. God, I better brush up on my English. I'm just lazy, not... Yes, treat your life. So, hey, Anderson, what's up?
Noodles.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm going to do.
Why? What's wrong?
I don't know what I'm going to do.
Why? What are you going to do? What do you have to do?
I mean, I've got a big problem, and I don't know what to do about it.
What's the problem?
My granddaughter, she's been sucked into this cult and brainwashed by John Camillo. And I need to get her out. I need to rescue her and save her.
You talking about Molasses?
I'm talking about Lolly Cunningham. She's been sucked back in and brainwashed by John Camillo. That's my granddaughter and his new cult that he started.
Anderson, you know why she was over by you. She was trying to rub it in his face, saying, "Take me back, John. Take me back." Come on.
No, listen, when Lolly Noodles, trust me, I know her better than you. She's my granddaughter. She's been brainwashed, and I have to get her out of that cult. Look at what happened. No, I'll tell you what happened. Here's what happened. Every woman that was close to me is now over there on his channel trashing me. He's starting a cult of my ex-girlfriends. Before long, Abby will be up there. Abby's been back live streaming all the time. He's going to pull her up there. He probably pays all of them if he doesn't brainwash them. But I know Lolly's brainwashed by him. I have to save my granddaughter. That's my mission now.
Lolly's bringing all those people over there. What are you, crazy? John's not reaching out to those people. Come on. You think John's reaching out to them?
I don't know what I'm going to do. I mean, you don't understand what it's like. You don't have a granddaughter. You don't know what it's like to be in my shoes right now. How am I going to save Lolly from John? He's brainwashed her.
Well, this is what I would do. I would point out every day, because they never met before. I would plant seeds of doubt in her mind. Say, Lolly, what do you think? Like, what if John is like this? What if John is like that? What are you going to do if John does this? And she's thinking it. Dude, trust me. She's thinking the worst of this guy. All you gotta do is keep planting those seeds, and the trees will, the fruit will sprout. She'll eat the fruit and she'll say, "Oh my God, Anderson was right." I'm telling you, dude.
Noodles, do you think I'm right? Do you think she's been brainwashed? And do you think she's joined John Camillo's cult of my ex-girlfriends or women that were close to me? I mean, he's got a cult that just follows him and does anything he wants, and he treats them like shit, and they keep coming back to him like Charles Manson almost.
I think that John seduces these women, and he makes them feel, special. I mean, think about it. An older guy who's got like a big channel, right? Telling them, "Oh, you guys are beautiful. You guys are perfect. Why do you let this person do this to you?" John tried doing it to me. So I guarantee he's doing it to all the women now. Guaranteed.
No, it's gone beyond that. He's trying to make his own little YouTube Waco. He's trying to become a cult leader, and he's brainwashing them. And I don't think any of them really know that they're being brainwashed. But I have to save not only Lolly, I got to save all the other women that are under his grips.
Well, what happens if he does get Liz? What are you gonna do? I mean,
no, he already has it. They're already all working in his cult. They don't even know it. They're brainwashed, and I have to save all of them. I have to save Lolly mainly. That's the main one. All the other ones
how are you going to do that?
But, huh?
How are you going to do that?
Oh, how do you think I'm not going to do that? You think Anderson Henderson is the type of man that's going to let somebody brainwash his granddaughter into a cult? I'm not going to let John Camillo get away with being a cult leader and just... I'm going to go in there and get my granddaughter back is what the fuck I'm going to do.
Yeah, but how are you going to do that? You can't just walk into it.
How am I going to do it? The word "how" doesn't need to be made into this sentence. It's going to get done, son.
All right. When are you going to do it? When are you going to do it?
It'll get done, son. It will get done.
Now, Anderson, I noticed something about your live streams that are fucking amazing, and no one ever points it out. It's the opening of all your live streams, where you just say, "Hey, everybody, it's Anderson Henderson," or whatever. Let me see your last one. I think you did it on your last one. Let me check it out.
Yeah, my new live stream was last night. I went 6 hours straight drinking, and then I woke up in 4 hours, and I'm live again. Yeah. No hangover off Pinnacle. What I say, no hangover. Pinnacle.
What's the Anderson Henderson program?
That's awesome, dude. Someone has to clip all those. You do that every live stream. You say it's the Anderson Henderson program. No one ever picks up on that. Nobody.
Oh, they pick up on it. That's why they like it.
It's amazing.
That's why I do it. Anyway, it's not amazing. Look, dude. That last night I drank for 6 hours straight, even before I started the stream. Went to sleep, woke up in 4 hours, and now I'm live and I have no hangover. And I drank no water. I did throw up when I woke up, but I didn't have a hangover. That was just like one of those quick throw ups because you got all that alcohol in your system, but no hangover.
Wait, you drank that whole fucking bottle?
No, I drank half of it. Look at me, dude. I went to sleep for fucking 4 hours, maybe less. I woke up at 6 and I fell asleep at maybe 2 when the stream ended or whenever I ended it. All right, so here's how much of that Pinnacle I drank. No hangover. I told you I wouldn't get a hangover, dude. Wait, where's that? This is how much I drank last night. Almost half the bottle, if not half.
I dare you to take a swig of it right now.
Nah, I'm not doing that. Nah. No, thank you, sir. We drank half last night. But no, Pinnacle doesn't give you a hangover. I don't know why. It's weird, dude.
Well, what's up? What's like? How much does that cost for a bottle of Pinnacle?
$15.67, and that's why I only buy one like every few weeks. Or if that was only the third bottle I've ever bought. So I mean, yeah,
but you're gonna buy once you finish that one. So that's gonna last you 2 days, 2 nights.
No, because I'm not going to drink again for another week or two because I don't drink like that. Like the last bottle I had, I didn't buy for like a week or two ago. So I didn't buy them, but every once in a while, if I'm gonna. And I only bought it last night, to be honest, because Jasmine was trying it for the first time. Otherwise, I wasn't even going to drink last night either. So that was the reason why.
What do you think about this Botter thing? He terminated his channel or closed his channel. What do you think's going on over there?
You know what? At first, I thought it was something he got terminated. Then I saw Botter was back on Botter Returns, and I started thinking, well, maybe Botter just has a trick up his sleeve, because he knows how to do stuff on here that we don't know how to do. Because there's a lot of things you could do on YouTube, but people just don't go and like read the instructions on how to do it because it's so hard, long to read or whatever. But if you go and read all the instructions, it'll tell you shit. Botter probably did that. He knows how to do stuff with his account and trick people and this and that. I think that's what it is. Botter got a trick up his sleeve, but at the end of the day, I'm not sure. And as far as him going down on charges, and nobody's proved to me Botter did shit. Nobody's proved to me that Botter has been guilty of anything.
That I've been saying the same exact thing. Right? People got very mad at me that I won't admit that Botter's. Listen, I don't know. But I'm telling you right now, man. They're looking into this. If they do find anything, I'm sure we'll all find out. All right. But when people start saying this name over and over again, and dude, I can't get involved in that. I cannot get involved in that.
Oh, I feel you. But like the Dark Shadow, I'll refer to the Dark Shadow. He's got a lot of tricks up his sleeve. He's smart. And you know what? If you read the instructions to booklets, you learn a lot. Like, it's very detailed, and some websites are like that. So I think what the Dark Shadow has done is he's just a real good reader. And I think a lot of people that are successful on here are just real good readers,
Have you showed everybody your new books that you received in the mail?
Yeah, I have actually. I have. You want to see them? Actually, I can show you right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
I think everyone's interested in what you got.
Yeah, I've developed quite a collection of Kubrick books in the past couple of weeks, actually. Now, as you can see, I'm wearing a Clockwork Orange shirt. This is just a random one of Singing in the Rain. They do all these different designs of Clockwork Orange. Like, you all know that, though, of course. This is the first one. Look how thick and beautiful the book is. You see how nice it is. It would take me forever to read this whole thing. Like, it's got amazing pictures in it that are unique, never before seen pictures of my film that I've seen. It's actually playing on the laptop right now, to be honest. But
to be fair, that is a paperback book, right? That's not hardcover.
I'm not sure, bro. I'm just going through the list right now. Then you can give your opinion. Here's a Clockwork Orange, the classic by Anthony Burgess. This is obviously what the shirt is based on this book.
Now, let me ask you a question. When you read these books based on these movies, right?
Right.
You obviously saw the movie first.
Right.
When you read the book, do you see it the way the movie is played out?
See, now, no, here's what happened. I'll quickly say I saw The Godfather first, and then I read the book, and I thought the book was better. But when you open this book, and then you can ask me a question. The movie is in the book. The actual movie disc is here, and there's a big poster. And you were trying to talk trash yesterday. This is quite amazing. It doesn't matter how much it costs. It's just a dope ass product.
I know.
Anyway, no, but the movie was actually, so even if for some reason my whole computer crashes, I can still throw that in a DVD player now and watch it. So I'm already up in the game now. So how do you feel? How do you feel about that collection? What I think is that,
I feel like this should have been done a long time ago for you, because, dude, I'm being really honest when people should be more encouraging towards you, and I tried to be very encouraging to you last week, and you laughed. And I realized that, like, damn, like, no one's encouraging to this guy. He's not taking it seriously. What's up? Hold on. Wishbone just took a shit in the hallway.
Oh my god. Well, that's why you got to get cats, people, because cats won't do that. Cat will usually just jump out the window first before it'll shit in your house. But anyways, no, the point is that what I was trying to explain to Noodles was the fact that, he's trying to like downgrade an individual item. But when you get these items together and you develop a collection, that makes the whole thing worth a lot more. So he just didn't understand the value of the collection. Hey, Early Riser. But what the point is that it's not even about the value. When you actually think about value in something, if I'm on a train ride and it breaks down and I'm stuck for 6 hours sitting there, would I rather have $100 bill in my pocket or a book about Kubrick that cost $100? Clearly, I'd rather have that book, right? So the value in certain situations, value is in different things. Anyway, but I drank last night for fucking 6.5 hours live, and then I shut the sleep, woke up 4 hours later, and now I'm live. That's how I did it.
Sorry about that. Yeah, so what I was trying to say before is people have to be more encouraging. I think this is the ultimate form of encouragement to you by actually sending you gifts. I mean, you felt like people cared, right, when you got these gifts.
Right. I mean, well, specifically, like, I don't know, Lolly must have paid attention to me because I've mentioned a few times that, back in the day, I had become, when I was a teenager, obsessed with books about Stanley Kubrick. I had started reading many of them, and then I just stopped because I thought I read them all, really. And then, 15, 20 years goes by, and they might have made 1,000 more Kubrick books, and I realized that more info's come out, more interviews, more people written autobiographies about themselves or about him that were close to him. So, to have this collection grow together as a collection itself, it's growing in value because it's all about the same shit. So it's not just each individual item, it's the whole collection itself together. It's even more valuable than each item alone,
Now, is there anything else you're interested in that you geek out on besides Stanley Kubrick?
You know what, man? Me and Michelle K. I was showing Michelle K. the other day these Pokemon cards I used to have. Now, when I was a kid when I was just in like elementary school, 1 through 5, not even middle school, I was selling these Pokemon cards, right? Some of the ones I used to have, the exact ones that I used to sell for $10, $25, they're worth $1,600, $1,800, $2,000 now. I used to have these in my pocket, these cards.
Mm-hmm.
They used to be, I'm in my possession. I sold them in the 90s, okay? The mid to late 90s is when I was dishing, and all the kids were like selling their popular. They're still popular today, though, only now they're worth an astronomical amount compared to what they used to be. So back then, you'd buy a pack of cards for $3, $4. Every now and again, you'd come across a Charizard, right? That was a character in the Pokemon set. Those were worth, back then, you could easily sell one for $50 if you found one. If you had one, you could easily sell it. They were worth money. Even at a card shop, you could sell it. Those are now worth about those are worth about $1,000 on average. A holographic Charizard, and I don't even know if those are first edition. But I'm just saying that's another thing that I had always remembered.
Johnny, what's actually itching to get out? So I got to move my car. I'll be right back.
All right, sounds good. He's up early as hell, isn't he? It's almost 7. It's before 7 a.m. and Johnny what's up? Shit, man. He's almost up as early as my 4 a.m. waking up ass. I didn't even mean to wake up at 4 a.m. I just woke up at that time. Wishbone was talking shit about Carmine the other day. Was he? Wishbone would never do that. He's too cute. Wishbone. I want to give Wishbone a kiss. Carmine is fucking so fed right now, and he'll be here in the next 5 hours. Carmine will show back up, and he'll be ready for some food and treats, ready for some pets. And, Abby, she was fucking live, I guess, last night or something. I don't know. Yeah, I guess she was live last night. But I see, here's what happened is Abby was live, but her shit was just on dead silent. I told Michelle the other day, I said, Michelle, one thing I got to tell you is don't come up here and leave dead silence on a motherfucking live stream. There ain't too many folks you can bring up on a live stream and then walk away and leave them there, and they're going to keep on running their fucking mouth and entertaining the audience. But I'll do it. You know what I'm saying? Then other people, you leave them up there, you can't trust them. They're going to porn bomb you, or they're going to say the wrong shit, or they're going to do some dumb shit. So it's like it's extremely difficult in this game to find people where it's like you're running a stream and you might need to take a 10, 20, 30-minute break, but you need the action to keep moving. in some way, even at 50% speed. If I can keep it at 100, sometimes I need 20 to 30 off, but I need it to still be going at 50%. I can't find that on YouTube. That shit don't exist. You know, it's hard to find really. There he goes. What's up?
Anderson, it is cold outside. Holy shit.
Unabomber's in the house.
Wow.
You know you have a bomb in your shoe, dog. With a hoodie like that.
Yeah, dude. Listen,
shoe?
People get on my case for this. This is my Top-O-Matic. So I roll my cigarettes.
It's a cigarette roller.
Yeah.
Where'd you buy it from?
I got it from Johnny What What.
Oh, that's cool, man. How long does it take to roll a cig?
I'll show you. It doesn't take long at all. You just got to get it to. Just got to tighten it up. The thing's falling apart because I've used it so many times. So I'll show you. All right. I know you're not a smoker. I know you're like you smoke sometimes. So this is what I do. I get the Top-O-Matic, right?
Yeah.
Right? And I go to the store, the tobacco shop. I buy my 8-ounce bags of tobacco. This happens to be Norwegian for 8 ounces for $21, right? You get it cheaper. You get one for like 16, whatever. I wanted to see what the Norwegian was. And then I go there and I buy a box of this shit, these tubes, right?
Mm-hmm.
I usually buy the Zigzag.
Yeah.
And this is about $5 for 200 tubes. So I'm going to roll one up for you guys. I'm going to show you.
Okay, so like if you were to go a week smoking cigs out of a pack or a week using that, do you save money using that, and how much?
Oh, yeah, dude. Dude, you got to remember I smoke like 2 packs a day.
Right.
So I'm, a pack of cigarettes up here, you're talking about $10.80, $11 for a pack of Marlboro Reds. And so I put the tobacco in the trough. I'm getting the cigarette out. See, it's empty.
Yeah.
See? I'm going to put it on the tube or the nozzle. I'm going to crank it. Look.
Oh shit, dude. That is dope.
Yeah, look.
That took you half a second to load that fucking cig.
Yeah.
Did it load that fast?
Yeah, dude. This is what I was trying to tell Michelle K. I'm actually going to bring her a bunch of cigarettes today. Yeah. I think I'm going to jerk off into this bag of tobacco.
You should shit. It'll blend in better if you shit in it.
Right. So I'm going to shit. I'm going to take wishbone shit, put it in there, roll up the cigarettes, and then hand deliver them to Michelle K. So when she starts smoking them, every single time she lights up a cigarette, we'll know she'll be smoking shit.
Yeah. Hey, what's up, Nicole? Nicole had me laughing my ass off last night before I went live or whatever the fuck before I came on your channel. Mm-hmm. Nicole is fucking hilarious, dude. Do you know that?
Yeah, she's great. I'm telling you right now. Nicole, I've been saying this for a long time. When G Mangoes wanted me to like basically get rid of her, G Mangoes came to me, and this was all a fucking plot, because G Mangoes realized that all this talent was coming over to me, and when he noticed that the beautiful, cool Nicole, the talent of all talent, came over to my live stream, he kept sending me emails saying, "Look what she's doing. Look what she did to me. Look what she did to my kids. All this shit." I'm like, "Gee, I don't care. I don't fucking care." And then all of a sudden, I was getting phone calls. "Oh, we're gonna mass strike beautiful, cool Nicole's channel. Can you help us out?" I told them no. I told them no fucking way. I don't do that. Click, hung up on them. Yeah. And now all of a sudden, she's cool again with these people. Which, hey, listen, that's her prerogative. But, dude, I'm telling you right now, beautiful, cool Nicole is the shit. She is the shit.
No, she's great. Hey, what's up, Ruby? Good morning. Juice says, Noodles 1980 survival. How does it make you feel knowing I am going? You roll on Haven while he is walking to the store with a tranquilizer gun dart. Yeah, he's been trolling the shit out of me about trying to kill me, and he's gonna come see me. He's down the street and this and that.
Yeah,
did you know Juice?
No, but I'm gonna tell you something right now. Juice was after Camilo. Juice was after Camilo, and there's been tons of people that have been after Camilo, dude. Tons, all right? I get this email sent to me by someone, and it's just threat after threat after threat from Juice to John Camilo. Juice has a 45. Juice knows where fucking Camilo lives. Bullshit. I call Camilo. I said, "Do you know this guy, the Juice?" This is one of the last conversations that I've ever had with Camilo. He starts screaming at the top of his lungs on the phone. Like, I'd never seen John act like this before. Yeah. And he goes, "What? What?" I'm like, "Dude, this guy wants to kill you. This guy's threatening to kill you." He goes, "Well, tell him to get in line, take a number," and he fucking hung up on me really fast. So this guy Juice, I'm telling you right now, dude, I'm telling you, man. I'm not messing with the Juice.
Yeah, well, you know what? John is a really low-down scumbag, and what he did the other day on his show is despicable. But, Abby, like, I guess it was last night or before I went live or something, Abby was live whenever, and her stream was just like a dead mute, like, she wasn't saying nothing, it was just pointed at the ground. You know what I'm saying? I hate when YouTubers, especially legends like her, come on here and do that type. I don't come on here unless I fall asleep, do shit like that. Or if I'm trolling, I'll come on here sometimes and just troll like I'm not really here, but I'm just seeing what they say. But, like, I don't really do it like that, like, for real. Like, they come on here and just, oh, let's go start a live stream and then just sit there and say nothing and wait till somebody pops in. Hey, you're the one that has to make the magic happen. You're here to put on a show. You're not here to have them come in and post fucking comments and start the action for you. They're here for you to get them up and running because they have to go to work every day and shit or whatever the case may be. Or they're on here for entertainment,
I tried that one day. Have you ever tried that, though?
What?
You've done that.
Done what?
You've done that before. You've done that before where you just came up, you didn't say anything, and you just played music, or you didn't say much, and you saw how many people came in to see you, right? I did that. Yeah. I did that on purpose. Yeah.
Right. No, I mean, like, whenever that happened, I had my own agenda. Like, I didn't give a fuck about who was watching me at that time. I was on a different note. I was on a different level. So, but anyways, Nicole, she's fucking hilarious, though. If you just sit there and listen to her, tell her stories and who she's mad at, because Michelle won't say a damn word. Michelle will sit there and shut her mouth when she's over at Nicole's, and Nicole is so funny when she tells her stories. I think it's hilarious. Absolutely.
Let me ask you a question. Have you been watching these Jeffrey Pagel videos that have been coming out?
I saw the latest one on, I think one came out on Drama Boyd or the Wishbone channel. Let me see. I'll check one out right now.
They're pretty damn good, dude.
What, on his channel? On Jeffrey Pagel's channel?
Yeah.
What's the name of his channel? Jeffrey Pagel?
Yeah. Dude, they're pretty fucking good. It's weird because he disappears, so does Barbie Girl, and then they come back and they do some amazing stuff, and then they just disappear again.
Well, I can't stand Barbie. I can't stand any woman that was associated with Pagel. I can't stand Pagel, so I don't know, but we'll see. I'm already subbed to Pagel, number 1, and number 2.
Why? Let me ask you a question. Why do you not like Barbie Girl?
She's just always been. You know exactly why I don't like Barbie Girl. What the fuck are you talking about? She is one of the biggest, aggravatingest ass, most let's try to get under someone's skin and piss them off ass type women I've ever seen in my life, dude. Okay, now, like, when I said the other day that Seasons, Seasons was like tricky and she had an annoying voice, I didn't mean it like that. I meant like in video fighting, she can use that as a weapon. I didn't say that Seasons just talks annoying. She talks funny when she just talks regular. She's not annoying, but I meant like just Barbie's so annoying, dude. Every time she shows up, I just feel like, what do you want, bitch? I seriously wish she would just come on my live stream so I could just bring her up and go, what do you want, bitch? Every time, dude.
Well, let me ask you a question about video fighting. How much of like I guess triggering someone, how much of video fighting is triggering? I mean, do you think like 80%, 90% of video fighting is just triggering?
Well, I mean, like, dude, I can show you videos that I'll link you later to some like random communities that I went into to piss people off, and they made videos, and then you'll see like, oh, there's no talent here to fight with, and then you move on out of that community. So that's kind of what, yeah, like you have to get somebody else to care enough to fight with you hard. Like, you fight hard, I fight hard. Michelle K, it's video fighting, dude. So like I would go into communities and these people would not even understand at all what I was doing. Like they didn't get that I'm joking, that it's video fighting. They would just think I'm serious. Let me just see if I can find the here. First of all, let me show Pagel's channel, and I'll see if you want me to play one of his clips. If you want, you don't have.
Oh yeah, play it. Yeah, of course.
I mean, I don't. Which one would you want me to play? Because he's got a.
Let me look on my phone. Because the one I saw yesterday.
Hold on. I'll show you the screen, and you can see it. All right, there. Which one?
So I was watching the Michael Myers one the other day.
Okay. This one?
Yeah.
You want me to play that one?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, that I was watching it, and then Slingshot Warrior got fucking got swatted.
Well, I saw the one in front of it, but I haven't seen this one yet.
I plan on actually raping and murdering children on Thanksgiving, and then sending Holly Undead the pictures. What do you think about that? Holly Undead's gonna get a bunch of child rape and murder photos. Tons of them. I can't send them out to Holly Undead. I'm kidding. Come on. Holly was teasing. Look, I don't have a problem with Holly. She knows that. I like Holly.
All right,
but what I don't like about Holly.
So basic. Oh, do you want me to finish
Holly is that ugly, disgusting fucking face of hers. Very disgusting. And big shout out to John Camillo for using the term tree trunk legs. That was awesome, John. I haven't heard that in a very long time. I laughed all fucking afternoon. It was so funny. Oh my God! Wait! This is incredible. I'm kidding. I come on. Holly knows I'm teasing.
Okay, so what are your reactions now? Wait, before look, see that's Abby. She's live. It's got nothing. It's dead silence with nothing on the screen. That is not how you stream, Abby.
Why does she do that?
I don't know. Fish and Mare were doing it for a while where they'll just leave it on the fish tank for 12 hours while they're asleep. And I think too many people complain. I even told Fish and Mare, quit doing that shit. But look, Abby's doing it now, thinking that she's going to get a donation by doing this. I think that's what it is. But let me go ahead and click on it live so you all can see. And you'll see she probably ain't saying shit. Or at least she wasn't earlier.
The person's mind wakes up. Person's still dreaming and the body is still there.
It's terrible audio. Okay, she's talking, but it's terrible audio.
I'm in bed in such a state of...
She had a great live stream when I was in Portland. She had a great live stream, dude. What she did was she cammed up, she showed everybody her hot bod, and she continued to eat like 6 or 7 Xanax on live stream.
Well, remember whenever I sent you the pictures on the live stream she did where like her mouth was almost to the floor, like that's how, and her eyes were like all closed up and shit. I mean, that was like disturbingly bad. But here's the thing, dude. This situation with Michelle K, the thing about her fucking microphone is driving me insane, dude. To the point that I'm gonna have to, like, I don't know, what am I gonna have to do about this?
Listen, someone reached out to me last night and they said, I'll give you money to get her a microphone. I said, no. I said, let me do it. I'll get her one. So that Bola Market next to her house, check this out. It's basically a truck stop where a lot of trucks come in, whatever. They have high-end head devices that you can hook up to your phone, and it's got a nice microphone, whatever. I could probably get her one for like $80. I don't know if I should do that, or if I should just get her like a piece of shit one, you know. Like the one that I have, dude, right now is like $15. It sounds pretty good, right?
Get it for her. Just dude. All she needs is something that will not move because she keeps dropping it. I know what she's doing. She's too lazy to hold it up, so it keeps dropping beside her face because she's probably got that up in the ear shit.
Right. She needs a headpiece. Yeah. She needs. Yeah. Right. She needs a headpiece.
She needs exactly a fucking what they have at a telemarketer's firm or whatever.
Yeah. I was thinking about actually getting her like earbuds or something, but I have a feeling she would lose that. You know, it has to be something big that she won't.
Yeah. She needs that mic right up in front of her face so we can pick up every funny ass thing she says, because she says everything we always think she's funny, but we're only hearing 25% of what she says. So if we heard it all, then she'd be 75% even more funny, wouldn't she?
No, you're 100% right. In fact, did you hear the latest that she's eating food in the bathroom now?
Dude, that made me fucking sick. I actually did hear you say that live just now, I guess a minute ago, and I was like, I thought about it and I thought, dude, like okay, you know what? I had recently taken maybe a candy bar in there or something, but not while I was using the bathroom. I happened to step into the bathroom and I sat it on the sink or something to set it down to like clean the bathroom. But Michelle K was in there eating in the bathroom, like, let's take a meal to the bathroom and eat. Right, I don't think that. That was bizarre, dude.
Right. So the people who don't know what we're talking about, Michelle K is a fabulous YouTuber, one of the best in my opinion, and she got busted last night eating tuna fish in the bathroom by her father. Let's check it out. Everybody knew Slingshot.
What the hell's going on there?
Nothing. I can't hear. Well, you have the TV
I've never done nothing wrong.
Well, get up the goddamn phone and eat your food. Stop eating your food in the bathroom like an asshole.
Leave me alone, Dad. Really, you're so annoying. Oh my God! Shut up, you two. Oh my God.
Some kind of weirdo?
Yeah, you're
all day long talking to people.
No. No. You have all these fucking things up so high, TVs, like they're fucking senile and stuff.
What just happened?
Go in the kitchen with your food right now, or get the hell out of my house.
Oh my God.
Go like a normal person. You don't eat goddamn food in the bathroom or over the goddamn laundry bag. Give me a break.
Yeah,
go sit down over there.
Up high like a fucking 100 years old.
It ain't that goddamn important whatever's on that goddamn phone.
Oh my God.
Like I think Wild Bill needs a fucking vacation, dude.
Well, you know what? Whenever you act like that with your kids, of course they might grow up and end up like Michelle. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't be that. Obviously, he started that long ago. Maybe he was always that kind of like off the hook with her, like, "Mama, Michelle." Like you can't yell and scream. It shocks people's brains, dude. Just like you shouldn't beat your kids. You know, like you shouldn't yell and scream at them either. It also shocks their brain in a bad way.
Yeah. Well, again, I mean, what would you do if your daughter was doing this? I mean, what are you going to do? She's 50 years old, eating tuna fish in the bathroom. What are you supposed to do, Anderson? I mean, seriously, come on. You know?
Well, I mean, look, for the only way that people really ever have unconditional love is like for parents for their children. In life and humans, I don't really believe there's any other unconditional love other than that. But I do believe parents do usually have that for their kids a lot of the time. But I mean, with something like that, it wouldn't get to that level because, like you said, I would probably commit suicide before she got to that age. I mean, I couldn't. No, dude, I wouldn't deal with something like that. And imagine the mess you're constantly having to clean up and the recklessness of that person and all the bad things and the bad people that are going to come around because of that person and who they get involved with. Nah, dude, that's
yeah. But what are you supposed to do? All right. What about let's say you have a daughter, right? She's bad news. Now you've taught her, you've told her, listen, you can't be doing this. This is, this is bad. Don't act like this. Blah blah blah. She turns out to be a 21-year-old fucking delinquent. All right. Now she's running around. You're the ex fucking captain or whatever, right? You're constantly getting phone calls from other departments saying, "Hey, we found Michelle K again, passed out behind a bar, or passed out in her car." Now it just keeps escalating and escalating, right?
Right.
What are you gonna do? Are you gonna let her go to prison? Or are you just gonna throw her into the street? This is your daughter.
That's right. That's what I'm saying. And when you're in a position of power and you have kids and they keep fucking up, you can, I guess, keep, helping them get out of it. But what was the question again?
Well, I'm just trying to prove a point that like these people are, I think they're doing the right thing. It's just that they're frustrated.
Well, here's what it is, man. Yeah, I get what you're saying, but here's what it is. Like, you can be the best parents on earth and you can raise a Michelle K, or you can come out with a Michelle K somehow. I know that this is possible because I have a sister and she can't do but she's like reckless as fuck. But like you said, like I pay my bills 3 weeks in advance. Like I have a sister where she's the exact opposite. And my mother was the same mother that taught us the same shit. So it's like, why would she be that? And so sometimes it really isn't the parents' fault.
Well, dude, I'm the only one out of 6 children that have dyslexia. I mean, you could be born with something a little bit off. Not everyone's the same, man. I'm telling you right now, being in special education, being in those classes, out of our class, I think there might have been like maybe 300, 600 kids. I don't know, right? And to see a classroom filled with these children, each one of them having different parents. This didn't just come from one fucking parent. One kid, I'm telling you right now, one kid's father was a doctor. These people that live here, they're affluent people. Do I know if they're fucked up? No, but I guarantee you not every kid that was in that classroom had fucked up parents. I can guarantee you that. My parents gave me everything.
Yeah.
I mean, there was a time in my life where it was kind of like messed up with them going through a divorce and all, but that was about it. That was about it. My parents were very loving. They're very caring, and they never ignored me. So again, there's no excuse for me being like this except for the fact that I have a learning disability, and you could come out fucked up.
Right. But here's the thing, though, is like a person can have 3 different kids and they can all have something different. One can be bipolar, the other one can be borderline personality disorder, the other one can have fucking AIDS.
Yeah. No, you're right. You're 100% right.
Yeah, that was a joke, but anyways.
No, but you're 100% right, man. You're 100% right. And then your kids' problems become yours. This is my point.
Right. But before I forget, we can just don't forget this for later, though. The abortion. Remind me about to have a discussion about abortion later. But yeah, continue.
Well, you sure you want to go there with that?
Yes, I do, because I'm going to explain something, but I'm not. I'll explain it when we go there. But yeah, finish the point you were on.
So, my point is, because I was talking to who the hell was I talking to about this? Jennifer Sweet. And, she was like, oh, my daughter is this, my daughter. Well, she's very lucky. She's very lucky that her daughter turned out to be an outstanding citizen, right? Pays her own way, and Jennifer doesn't have anything to do with her anymore. The only thing that she has to do with her daughter is wait for her daughter to get married, have children, and watch their children grow up and be a grandmother and, whatever. But sometimes it doesn't work out like that. Yeah. And not everyone is as lucky or as privileged as Jennifer Sweet. Yeah,
I mean, a lot of times people are, it's like a roll of the dice, everything. Especially like when you said, like, people always want to say, oh, in life they want to be optimistic, like it's going to be happily ever after. That happens for a few, Jack, but most people, there's got to be a guy who just randomly get hit by a car. There's got to be a guy who randomly gets hit by lightning. There's got to be a guy who randomly accidentally eats a piece of glass and it cuts his esophagus and he bleeds internally to death. I mean, this shit happens every day. Somebody's got to be that guy who's walking and an air conditioner falls on his head. It's like, so I got to be one of these fucking guys. You got to be one of these guys, We can't all live happily ever after. Some of us just get zapped out.
Yeah, I mean,
and even worse.
Yeah, I mean, dude, again, something eventually is going to get us all, right? But my point is, what do you do up until that point? What do you do? Do you make fun of Michelle? Do you make fun of her parents for having to deal with this? But dude, I'm telling you right now, I
No,
could
no,
have
what?
I could have a kid with seasons, right? And
Yeah,
this kid could be the most fucked up. This could be the kid could be the next Hitler. I don't know. You know what I mean?
yeah.
I don't
Well,
know.
well, here's the reality of it is that if Michelle didn't have those types of parents, like if Michelle's father wasn't powerful, like say her father might have been less power, or maybe she doesn't even have parents, she'd already be in jail or a psych ward. We know that. That's what happens to those people. They go to jail
Well,
or a psych ward.
I don't know if you know this, but
Wait,
Michelle
wait,
K was in jail.
yeah, she was.
Yeah.
Well, take away her parents, and it's a psych ward or jail. So yeah, same thing with you know who and many
Yeah.
others, many others. So, um, about the abortion thing, though, I'm not gonna give like the whole this or that, the original debate. I'm just saying that like I think that the debate should be looked at it about the abortion shit is that some people look at it like I think you do, like you look at it as if you're the baby, and some people look at it as if they're the parents having to deal with a situation. Not everyone is looking at it like that. Now, what way do you look at the abortion thing? Do you look at it from the baby or do you look at it from the parents' perspective?
I look at it as anything. All right. So if there's life, right,
Yeah.
or even the potential of life, do you give it a chance or you just destroy it? Like, so if there's a tree growing in the forest, right, and let's say it's only 3 inches tall, right? Can you just walk up to that thing and just smash it? It's not really a tree yet. I mean, what's the right thing to do there? Do you give it every chance to grow? Life. The way I look at life, I'm being serious about this. I truly believe that if you make it right, everything's against you on this planet. Everything, dude. There's nothing on this planet that's for you. I mean, you can live off the planet. You can whatever, but everything's trying to kill you. All right,
Yeah.
everything, even your fucking parents at this point. Your future parents are trying to murder you. Um, I think that everyone should get a chance. Same
Yeah.
thing with protecting your life. You shouldn't be restricted from living, and no
Well,
one should
here's the
tell you that you should be
well here
restricted from living.
yeah, right. And no, I respect that, but here's what I'm saying is like here's my argument about abortion is what if a girl gets raped, right? And she doesn't want to have the baby, and she doesn't want to go through the fact of having a C-section or having to actually, have the baby, go through all the pain and the misery of having birth. I mean, I don't think a woman should be forced to go through all that because she got raped. I think she should be able to have an abortion and not have to go through that. That's
Well,
my
here,
opinion. But
here,
maybe
here,
I'm, yeah,
here's the thing. All right, there's been years stories about pregnant women getting in car accidents, and they save the baby, but the mother dies.
yeah,
I mean, what's the point at that point? Like, why? Why would you even do that? The whole point of having this baby is so that a mother can raise it. But the way I look at it is, if I found a baby on the street, right, I would take that kid. I would raise that kid and make sure that that kid was safe. I would give that kid every opportunity to live and grow. All right. Now,
right.
just because your parents are scumbags, does that mean that your life is worthless?
No, that doesn't mean that. But here's what it is, Noodles. If you know you're going to have a child that's going to be mentally challenged, you know it's going to be so much work. That's a lot of work. And is it selfish for you to not want to sign up for a child that's going to be that much more work than someone who's not mentally challenged?
I don't know if you know this about me, but my grandparents, my mother's side, right? They were they were both foster children during the Great Depression. Their parents couldn't take care of them, and their parents gave them up to the church. All right, and they grew up. They ended up having kids. I don't know. We don't know anything about their parents. Their parents could have been the biggest scumbags. My grandfather could have been a product of rape, and so could my grandmother. All right. Now
Right.
I'm sitting in front of you today, having a pleasant conversation with you. I'm enjoying my life. You're enjoying your life.
Right.
What does any rape or any other thing have to do with me enjoying my life right now?
Nothing. I'm just telling you, if a woman gets raped, she should not be forced to go through labor or a C-section. She should be able to abort that rape baby.
Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that anyone should be forced into doing anything. I think that, again, I've said this before. Abortion should be legal.
Yeah.
It should be legal, and
Right.
it should be safe. All right. If you want to do that, I don't think anyone should go to jail for it. But I'm telling you right now, I would never do that, and this is the reason why I would never do that, even if it was a product of rape.
Right, but you're not a woman. You don't have to go through the birth or the C-section of having that rape baby pulled out of you, bud. You don't have to go through the pregnancy and get all fatter and bloated out and have your body fucked up for men later that you want to fuck. It's going to fuck her body up once you have even one baby.
Right, so then why?
Are you a
why should a
woman?
father? So then why should a father have anything to do with a kid?
Well, maybe he shouldn't. I'm just saying that a woman should not be forced to go through a C-section or a birth because she was raped. She should be able to abort it.
No one's being forced
across
to do
the board. Across the board. Don't even question that.
No one is being forced to do anything. I think this is what people. There's this fantasy about women being forced to give birth to rape babies. First of all, that doesn't exist. That doesn't exist in any state. In any state. All right. Now, do I believe that it's the right thing? I believe that, listen, terrible things happen, right? Terrible things happen. Just go on the ync.com. Every day there's a new post. People getting their hands cut off, brutalized, assassinated, all these terrible things on this planet.
Yeah.
I do not believe, because there's a potential for life, that life should be snuffed out based on the fact that, someone feels uncomfortable.
Okay, so should the woman, so you're saying if a woman gets raped, then she should go ahead and go through the pain and the misery of having either a C-section or the birth of the rape baby. That's her responsibility, because this universe, even though we have scientific technology now where she ain't gonna have to do that, she goes and sees old doctor, but you want her to go through the pain because you want life that much.
What I'm saying is that a woman could do whatever she wants. I mean, I listen. Even if I made it a law, which I never would, but what I'm saying is a woman can do whatever she wants. And in fact, if she believes that this is the right thing to do, she shouldn't be shunned for it. I mean, would you ever tell a woman who had a rape baby that she's crazy?
Well, I guess, yeah, there you got me, because I would say to myself, like, why would you want to have a baby that was raped into you? I mean, that would seem kind of insane to me. You're right.
Let me tell you something. I've said this before, and I don't know if anyone picked up on it. But let me look up. You're into mass murderers, right?
No, I'm not. Everybody that knows me is, but I'm not. I don't give a fuck about that shit. Like, dude, I hate Ted Bundy. I hate his name. I hate he's so cool. He was he was just a dude that went in and killed like little college girls while they were asleep and beat them to death with like a fucking. He wasn't cool. Like, he didn't do anything that special. He was just a sick dude, just an average old killer. They treat him like he was. I don't think that. I'm not into this shit. These women are. It's the women that are into these stupid serial killers. I hate these motherfuckers. They hate me. All the serial killers want me dead. But they can't take me out because I'm Anderson Henderson and I got knockout power in both arms.
So I'm trying to find these guys.
You got no sense of humor today. You need to smoke some weed, Noodles.
Well, I'm trying to find this because this is a very important case. Let me see. All right, here we go. You know who Charles Neng is? That's Charles N.G.
No. Right. Okay, who is he?
Charles Neng was part of a. It was him and some other guy. They went around California kidnapping people, torturing them, and murdering them. All right. And I don't even know if I should be talking about this because the kid that this happened to had no idea, and I'm sure he might know today. And it's just a very bizarre circumstance, and I think it's very weird that I actually met this person. So, if you look up Charles Neng...
Yeah, there he is.
All right.
He's on screen.
They abducted a family. All right, him and that guy with the mustache. They abducted a family. a husband, a wife, and a baby. All right.
Yeah.
Murdered the husband and wife. And the baby somehow made it. They're not too. They don't tell you the whole story about the baby because the baby lived, and they don't want you knowing where this baby is. Well, I know where this baby lives. I'm not going to tell you where, but I met this baby.
Oh my God!
This baby lives in New Jersey. All right,
for real.
Grew up in New Jersey, and went to my high school. All right. This baby, all right, had everything against it. Everything against it. Even these two fucking murderers. All right. I really believe that regardless of whatever happens in your life, you should get the chance to live and to enjoy life regardless. I mean, if this kid finds out exactly what happened, that would fuck him up. That would fuck him up beyond belief. All right.
Hey now, Wingstar. Wingstar's in here. But anyways, so, I mean, he doesn't even know what happened? They didn't tell him?
Well, when I found out about it, when I found out who this kid was, I think he was in maybe middle school at the time. This was a while ago I found out about this. So this kid, I guarantee he's graduated high school already. He's probably in college. I don't know whatever became of him. But my point is that it's, I truly believe that everyone gets a chance. Everybody, regardless of the circumstances. And I hate to say it, man, but like it's terrible. I mean, for instance, you get in a car accident. I got a friend, Ralph Gigante, right? The kid got into a car accident, fucking what, or almost 15 years ago. Loses half of his fucking head. His parents put him in a hospital on a ventilator. He's been on a ventilator since then. Like, when do you cut that off? When do you say, like, hey, listen, because this kid, if you took him off the ventilator, he'd die.
Yeah. Well,
so
remember
when do you say, hey, this person doesn't have the chance to live anymore? We're going to take it away from him.
Well, dude, go back to that classic case of when the woman was being starved to death because her husband said, all right, let's go ahead and just take the feeding tube out, and everybody was having this uproar. Remember that? What was that called? I'll Wikipedia that, and I'll show that. That was some case. I forgot what it was called. But yeah, they had a feeding tube in there, and it took her, 19 days to starve to death, and they were all flipping out, feed her, and he's like, and the dude, they were mad at her husband because they found out he had another girlfriend, and they're like, go ahead and kill her, cash in on that whole thing, we'll move on, and that's what he was doing basically, I think, and that's why everybody was like, the public hated him. Now, recently I had seen a fucking picture of that bitch Casey Anthony, but I didn't click it. But there was a new Casey Anthony story apparently, but I didn't click it. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know what it was about.
Well, I mean, what happens if we have like, people are talking about like all this socialized medicine and all this crap. I don't know if the guy's insurance was paying for someone to be on a ventilator their entire life, but I mean, dude, that's got to be expensive. What if you couldn't pay for that? What if you couldn't afford it? And what if the state wouldn't pay for it? Is the state responsible? Would you guys get angry at the state for taking this woman off a feeding tube? Or, you know what I mean? Like, I don't.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I guess, I guess the state, I mean, if it's a dying person, does the state have to, unless the next of kin says take the feeding tube out, will they keep feeding? Does this man, was he paying for it? I mean, I don't know the economics about that situation.
But what I'm trying to say is, like, dude, certain things, like if you got into that accident, right? I wouldn't be able to fucking fix you. I wouldn't. But we try everything possible to keep you alive. An ambulance shows up. They take you to a fucking hospital. They try to keep you alive. But if you are underdeveloped, they don't care about it. And that's what kind of bothers me. That's picking and choosing, and it's like,
wait, underdeveloped?
Yeah. I think that there's developed human beings rights and underdeveloped human beings rights. I think underdeveloped human beings being maybe even a baby in the womb, right? A baby that's constantly growing until it's 18 years old. So when these people say, oh, well, it's just something that's growing, it's not even really a baby. Well, I mean, that human being is growing from conception to, I think what? I think you stop growing, what, 23? Technically, most human beings stop growing at 23.
I've heard that.
So up until you're 23, you're underdeveloped. You know what I'm saying? So, that's 23 years. Imagine going to jail for 23 years.
Wait a minute. Are you saying that when somebody gets hurt, if they're over 23, they try harder to save them, and if they're under, they don't really care if they're saved?
No, what I'm saying, it's very bizarre. It's very bizarre. If you look at underdeveloped human beings being from conception to 23, all right?
Okay, yeah.
People don't bat an eye when it's, I guess, a 9-month, or maybe they start getting weird around 9 months because that baby was just about to be born. But if it's 2 months, they don't care. 3 months, they don't care. It's easy to get over it, blah, 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 blah. Then when it reached about 5 years old, right, you hear about these 5-year-old kids getting leukemia, it brings tears to people's eyes. But then, when you get to be about like 78, 80 years old, no one bats an eye at you getting leukemia or getting cancer. Yeah. They're like, whatever. They lived a long life, whatever. This is what I'm talking about. There's like these very weird, bizarre fucking parts of people's lives, depending on age, where people think they're worth something, they're worthless, it's time for them to die. You know what I mean? Like, that's bizarre.
Yeah, like, dude. They have an opinion. Yeah, you're right. And I do that too. I'm like, I do think that way of like, why does this 65-year-old so stingy about their money? Because they might live to be 100, and I'm thinking they're going to die in the next 10 years, but they could live another 45. So a 65-year-old, what I'm saying, should be stingy, I guess, especially since they're at a state now where they're not going to be able to earn like a young person can still earn. So they need to really save their damn money. Now I get why old people are so fucking, stingy about shit.
Yeah, because they're not going to be working anymore. They can't work anymore. Their bodies don't work anymore.
Right.
So
that's right.
My point is just, hey, listen, I know you guys have these opinions, but they're not precise. They're not, everybody's always walking a fence, and depending on the way people treat you is the side of the fence you'll jump on. Like, dude, this idea of having rape babies is very unpopular. It's very uncomfortable. People don't like talking about it.
Well, it's not even about the baby. I'm not saying the baby is going to be evil because its father was a rapist. I'm saying the woman shouldn't have to go physically through the C-section or the birth of having that rape baby when she didn't want to fuck the dude and she got raped, forced into it.
Well, no one's going through that. That's my point. Like, no one's being forced.
I'm not saying they are, but I'm just saying that is my argument for why abortion should be legal. And some people say it should be illegal across the board. I'm saying it should be legal, especially in that case. But I guess not if it was,
Hey, listen,
playing around.
You're talking to a human being that believes everything should be legal, from illegal drug, from heroin to fucking machine guns to fucking abortion. All right. I think everything should be fucking legal. All right. What I'm telling you is you have your own morals. And what do your morals really tell you? I mean, what are you really looking at? Are you even looking at life, or are you just looking at the fact that someone got raped? And then this whole thing about, you said it multiple times, which I've never heard of a case where a woman was forced to have a fucking baby because she was raped. Never heard about a case about this. And people, when they say this, they think that this is happening every day in America, that women were being forced to have rape babies. It's not the case. It's a disservice to fucking honesty. It's a disservice to people that have to actually abort babies based on people's opinions, and it's a disservice to women who choose to do this. This is a lie. This is a big lie.
So, I mean, like,
one person that was forced to have a rape baby.
I'm not saying anybody else. I'm just saying that I think abortion should not be illegal. This is my statement. Abortion, in my opinion, should not be illegal across the board, meaning you can't do it at all under any circumstances. I think that if you get raped, you should be able to get an abortion so that the woman doesn't have to go through the physical pain of the birth.
Well, why stop there? Why not just say everyone's allowed to have an abortion?
Well, I mean, I guess it's because, like you said, like, there's girls that go out there and they're just like always out having abortions because they're just dumb and reckless, and it. But I mean, even that, like you said, I mean, I don't know. That's a different
They're evil.
argument.
Listen,
I guess
dude, they're evil people. If you're doing that as a form of birth control, I mean, eventually that's going to catch up to you. That's not even healthy. First of all, there's no way that's healthy. All right, but you know, if that's what's going on, that's another extreme case, and I guarantee you that's happening. I guarantee you that's happening. All right, and I guarantee you that's happened to a lot of women here. But my point is, where are their morals? Like, do they even think about it? Do they even think that there's a potential that, you know, this person could have enjoyed life like they are, having random sex with people, getting pregnant? I don't know.
Here's another big reason why I think that abortion should be legal, you know, for the whole rape thing, is because if a woman gives birth or has a C-section, she can die while that happens. So she's taking a risk on her own life by having this rape baby that she didn't choose to get impregnated with.
You know, Sherry Jackson says something. They give rape victims the morning after pills. You know, listen, guys, you do whatever you want. I'm just saying, like, do you even have, you know, do you even have an opinion on, you know?
Well, what if a girl gets raped, right, and she can't, and she's so afraid, and it scarred her, and it's mentally, you know, like abused her so bad that she can't tell anybody, but she tells them later, and by then the baby's already started forming before she had the courage to finally tell them, I got raped and I have this baby and I want it out of me, and people's minds don't make up in one day. It takes people's minds have to think about the situation and take in the information, and you know, sometimes it takes people days, weeks, months. You all get mad at me because I'll disappear every now and again. Maybe I'm just thinking about something. It takes me a while. You know, it's like different brains operate differently. Obviously, Noodles.
All right, so classify a rape. What is a rape baby? Is it someone who had unwanted sex? They didn't want to have sex and they get pregnant, right?
Right. Like if a man forces.
Is it a married couple? Is it a married couple?
No. Listen. You know when you joke like I'm going to force myself on Michelle. Like, say you forced yourself on Michelle and she got pregnant, and it was brutally vicious rape, and then she's pregnant. Now she doesn't want to go through actually having to birth the kid to risk maybe she dies during the birth or have the C-section and die during that, and she wants to abort the child. I think that should happen. She should abort the child.
Well, again, like I said, I think that everybody has a right to life. All right. If the mother can't do it and she's going to die in the process, you know, what's the point? You know, I gotta be honest with you. I think that if the baby's gonna kill the mother, all right, you know, if the baby was gonna kill me, you know, and I asked the doctor, said, listen, if I die, this baby, is born and makes it, who's gonna take care of this baby? You know, dude, I don't know. I don't know how I'd react. You know?
Yeah, I mean, dude, but the argument you have about what would I do if I grew up and my kid was like, you know who? Like, dude, that's like a nightmare. That's like that's like playing the lottery, only when you lose, when you don't win, you got to pay them $100 million. That's what that would be like. You know?
Yeah.
Like if your kid grew up to be like Tom Cruise, then it's like, oh my God, I want to learn. But your kid could grow up like, you know who, and it's like, I'm like way in debt.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, that argument right there is so fucking true. Like that'd be that's a gamble when you have a kid, dude. Like such a gamble.
Dude, they're trying so hard to get this girl on disability. All right. I truly believe that she needs to be on disability. And the reason why is because her parents need a fucking break. And I don't know why these judges and you know whatever don't see this with her, but you know, it's probably because they don't like her and they see that she's a fucking brat and all this stuff. But you know, the reality of it is the parents, all right, what I was told from Michelle, they both worked for the fucking township, all right? They put in their fucking years there. And the reason why they did that was so that they could fucking retire one day and enjoy life. All right? Yeah. These people have kept Michelle K out of trouble. Michelle K could have been one of those people that run around Bergen County looting houses, fucking whatever. I don't know. But it never happened. And I truly believe it's because of her parents and how they've taken care of her and how they've separated her from society. Right? These people need a fucking break. And these people deserve to get a disability check from this woman.
Well, here's the thing, man. Is like I said, you can be the best parents in the world, and you can grow up with motherfucking Saddam Hussein as your kid. You know what I'm saying? Like, not in so many words.
Oh yeah, you could, like I said, man. I could get Seasons pregnant. We could give birth to a fucking Hitler. I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is like, but here's the thing: is you could have put in all the work and done all the right things as a parent, and they still fuck up. They still can't get it right because they're mentally ill, and that is what the case is.
No. I mean, can you imagine? You know, the story. I know you read those Bible verses, but the story of Mary and Joseph, right? You know, Mary and Joseph were planning on getting pregnant. Planning on getting married, right? Before she left and came back pregnant. Like, think about that. That guy. Yeah, she went to go visit her aunt, right? Her aunt had an immaculate conception too, or whatever the fuck it was. Where Gabriel comes down, gets the aunt pregnant, right? Then she goes to visit the aunt. And the aunt's telling her all this stuff. Gabriel comes down to her and says, "Listen, you're going to be the mother of God, God, whatever, blah blah." Yeah. She had to go back to Joseph and been like, "Hey, listen, I'm pregnant." Joseph, Joseph's like, "What the fuck's going on?" Joseph was a carpenter, like imagine a union carpenter today, right? This woman, your girlfriend comes back, your fiance comes back from her aunt's house saying, "Oh, I'm pregnant." And this union carpenter's going to be like, "Yeah, okay, whatever." I mean, think about that story.
Dude, that is, well, you know what? At that point, dude, like if they were trying to have a kid and they couldn't, he might have said, "You know what? Go ahead."
They had kids. They did have kids.
Oh, so they had kids, but then she came back and said she had immaculate conception, but really she probably might have just fucked some other dude.
Well, so this was before they got married. And you got to remember, like back then, when you got married, you were free. Like, your husband was fucking you nonstop. That's all it was back then.
Yeah, that's right.
So this guy gets engaged to Mary, right? She comes back from her aunt's house and says, "Joseph, listen, I got to tell you something. This angel Gabriel came to me and said, I'm pregnant. Pregnant. God got me pregnant and whatever, blah, blah." This guy's like, "Get the fuck out of here. There's no fucking way." And he was actually, he said, "Listen, Mary, we're done. The town's going to know about this. You're a slut, blah, blah, blah." And they were going to kill her. Gabriel had a conversation with Joseph. And you got to remember, Joseph, right, he didn't touch Mary. It says so in the Bible that during this time they get married. Joseph had to wait until Mary gave birth for them to actually have sex. He didn't touch her the whole time. I mean, think about that.
Now, if you had a pregnant wife, would you fuck her while she's pregnant, or would you wait until she had a baby?
Yeah, I'd still fuck her.
Yeah, I don't know who wouldn't, but anyways, I gotta go make something. I'm hungry as fuck, dude. But yeah, thanks for letting me on the morning show. I'll see. I'll be live in the next hour or two. So come over if you want, if you're not busy. And
you going live at 8?
No, I gotta cook first and take a shower and shit. I'll go live later on.
All right. Thanks, man.
All right, I'll see you, man.
Bye. That's why Joseph built the cross out of wood. The end. Well, I don't know if you know this, Juice. There was no cross. It was a torture stake. Jesus actually said, "Get your torture stake." Torture stake. There was no cross. There was no crucifix. It was a stake. They used to put a stake on the ground and nail you to it, and then fucking stick you vertically in the ground, break your legs, and stab you. Me have 2 accounts. Okay. This is the most shady Bible teaching I ever heard. Well, Juice, it's true. I mean, think about it. This guy's a carpenter, right? His fucking fiance goes to meet. The fiance goes, "Oh, I'm gonna go meet my aunt in Jerusalem or whatever." It was a trek for her. So Joseph's like, "All right, you're just gonna go see your aunt, blah blah blah. That's nice." And when you come back, and Joseph's thinking, "I'm gonna get married in like a few weeks. And I'm gonna start fucking this chick." He's counting every fucking day, because as a man, that's all you want to do. You want to get laid, right? So every day he's counting. She finally comes back, and he's rubbing his hands together. He's like, "Ooh, well, we're gonna get married, and I'm gonna tear that Mary pussy apart. Tear that Mary pussy apart." She goes, no, Joseph, I got to tell you something. I'm pregnant. And he's like, what? Think about this. So Gabriel comes down, talks him into still, getting married to her and, help raising the future king of this planet, and during this whole time, up until the birth, Joseph is working, sweating his balls off, and in the back of his head, the whole time, he's like, did she cheat on me? Did she cheat on me? But he had this conversation with Gabriel. He stayed the course, right? He gets this letter in the mail. Juice, pay attention to this, all right? Because you gotta try to put yourself in Joseph's shoes. He gets a letter in the mail from the Romans, and they say, hey, listen, you got to go back to your hometown and register, and if you don't do that, we're gonna kill you. All right, so he had to go back to fucking Bethlehem, where Joseph's from, and that's why actually Jesus was born in that town. It had nothing to do with Mary. It had everything to do with Joseph, which makes this story even more bizarre, because the Roman emperor at the time wanted him to go back there and register in his town as a citizen. So they make this trek, and it's a far trek. You got to remember, they got the donkey. He's got his fucking pregnant, potentially cheating wife with him, right? He doesn't really know, he probably still has doubt in his mind because he's a human being. And they're on this fucking bumpy ass road, dude. There was no pavement, Juice. There was no fucking pavement. No pavement. There's no tires on this thing. It's a wooden fucking wheel. 2 wooden wheels. And they're getting pulled by a fucking stinky ass donkey with his pregnant wife, who he thinks might potentially be crazy. They might both be crazy. He doesn't know. They finally get to Bethlehem, right? There's no fucking room. Everybody's there. Everybody's there because they're scared that this Roman emperor is going to fucking kill everyone if they don't show up. All right? So now he's got his pregnant wife, his stinky donkey, his fucking his piece of shit fucking carriage because he's just a carpenter, right? And they get there, they're trying to find a room, they find a fucking stable, and all of a sudden Mary's like, "Oh no, Joseph, it's happening, it's happening." He goes, "What are you talking about? We're in a fucking barn, Joseph. We're having this kid right now." And Joseph's stressed out to the max. All right, think about what is on this guy's shoulders right now. Think about it. All right. So you know what he does? He's like, "Fuck, fine." So he fucking, he they have the baby in this fucking stinky barn with all these stinky animals, right? And now Mary's like, "We have to make a bed for him, Joseph." And Joseph's a carpenter. And he's like, "I didn't bring my fucking tools with me." This is a true story, by the way. This is what really happened in the Bible. He goes, "I didn't bring my tools with me, Mary. What the fuck do you think I am? What do you want me to do?" She goes, "He needs a bed." They're holding this bloody Jesus Christ, this baby, probably the umbilical cord still attached, So Joseph takes this fucking this trough that the animals were eating out of, right? He dumps it over. He dumps the fucking food out. He puts a bunch of hay in there, right? And he goes, "Here you go, Mary. Here's the fucking bed," right? He's had enough. Extremely, extremely pissed off, right? I guarantee it. If anyone was going to be sweating blood, I guarantee you Joseph sweat blood, just like Jesus Christ did, especially that night. So then Mary's like, "Well, we don't have any clothes for him. It's going to get cold." So you know what Joseph does? He starts cutting off strands of his robe, wraps this friggin' baby up in strands of rope, throws this baby in a friggin' trough, and says, "There you go, Mary. There you go." I mean, think about this. This is I'm serious. Juice. This is all true. Think about the stress that this guy had to go through. Was Jesus a fat baby? We don't know. We'll put it to you this way. Jesus was a perfect human being. All right, perfect. He was technically, I guess, the closest thing to Adam and Eve. Adam and Eve were created in perfection. You got to remember that. They were created in perfection, but they had free will. They weren't robots. They had knowledge, but I don't think they had full knowledge. Jesus Christ, Jesus Christ was there to be the sacrifice for all humanity. All right. And up until a certain point, Mary and Joseph were responsible for that kid. And Jesus Christ, I'm telling you right now, Jesus Christ did some tricky things to Mary and Joseph. Like, he would disappear on Mary and Joseph a lot. There were a couple of accounts where Jesus Christ would disappear from Mary and Joseph, and they'd be looking around for this kid all the time. And you know where he was? He was in his father's house. They would always find him in his father's house. His father's house being the temple. I bet you didn't know that. And then Mary and Joseph had their own babies together and all this shit. You know, I don't know. Well, he would have been a perfect baby. How about that, butthole? A perfect baby. Sunday is the first day of the week. Look at any calendar. That's true. Oh, hold on. We follow the Roman calendar, not the Creator calendar. That's true. I think the Jews are on like I don't know, 6,000 whatever. But I think the reason why we follow the Roman calendar was because of the conversation that Jesus Christ had with Pontius Pilate, and that's a very, very important conversation in the Bible. Very, very important conversation. And if you guys don't know about it, then you have to read it, because this is the explanation for why, you know, Jesus Christ didn't vote. This is the explanation for why stop it. For why we probably follow the Roman calendar and why we pay taxes as Christians. Give to what Caesar's is. Take it. You could have it right now, but guess what? You're not gonna have it for very long. And we're not gonna be combative with you. Everything leading up to that conversation is very, very important. Even the sword, where the disciple takes the sword and lops off the ear, and Jesus Christ says, "Put it back where it belongs." He didn't say throw it in the garbage. He didn't say break it. He didn't say whatever. He said, "Put that sword back, dirtbag. What's wrong with you?" This is a very, very important conversation. And this is how you guys should be studying the Bible. I'm going to be honest with you. If any of you are studying the Bible, you have to apply it to today. You have to apply it to your life. I mean, you also have to know what they were talking about, especially with these words like hell. You know, the Greek and Aramaic fucking definition of hell is common grave. So I'm assuming that we all know that hell isn't a fiery pit, it's a common grave for something that is worthless now. Worthless. Something that had purpose at one time, but now is worthless. It could have been a fat baby Jesus. Who knows? I don't know. We don't know what a perfect human being looks like. I've never seen one. All right. The disciples saw a perfect human being. I've never seen one. I've never seen one. Hey, Cassandra, what's up? How are you? I hope you're having a great weekend, Cassandra. Great weekend. Brother Nathaniel is my favorite Jew. Well, here you go. This is the thing. You know, if you're Jewish today, I mean, this is also very important. Technically, if you're Christian, you're Jewish. All right, you are Jewish. You don't come from that bloodline, but you are now under the tree of God, and everybody's accepted under this. So everybody is now in the family of God. The bloodline was destroyed, and now everybody is in this bloodline. Everybody. So we're all Jews technically now. But the thing is that there's some biblical reenactors out there, and in Christianity, I think it's safe to say that all Jews are biblical reenactors. They're not progressive. Christians are progressive Jews. Progressive Jews. I think that's safe to say. Fat babies are perfect, Noodles. Okay, thank you. You know, God warns everyone that Satan will change the day of worship. So you pray. Yeah, it's true. Oh yeah, and Street Life, Satan has even infiltrated the churches. The churches. And here's the thing. You know, this planet, and how we know this is because of the conversation that Jesus had with Satan. This is Satan's world. We live on a planet ruled by Satan. You guys got to remember this. It's not ruled by God. It's not ruled by Jesus Christ. That day has not come yet. And the reason why we know this, all right, is because Jesus is wandering in the desert, and this sneaky Satan comes up and says, "Jesus, let's hang out. I got to talk to you." And Jesus, being the cool, calm, collective cat that he is, says, "Oh, okay, Satan, what's up?" He goes, "Let me bring you to the highest mountain." And he brings him up to this highest mountain, and he goes, "Oh, if you're really the Son of God, just jump off this cliff. He'll save you." He goes, "Nah." He goes, "Dude, get away from me." He goes, No. He goes, "Trust me." He goes, "If God doesn't save you, I'll save you, and I'll give you this whole planet. This is all yours, dude." Jesus already knows that it's his. Jesus already knows that it's his. Satan offered up the planet to Jesus, which means that this is Satan's planet. This is Satan's world. We live on planet hell. Once was a thing of purpose. Once was a thing of you know, worth. Now it is worthless. Worthless. Except that we have the truth on this planet. Everyone has access to the truth. It is technically, and I think it's safe to say, that this truth is the cure for death. I have my grandson. He is a week and 3 days. Oh my God! Wakes up every 2 hours. So in sleep. Thanks. Hope you have. Congratulations, Cassandra. Congratulations. That's awesome. That's awesome. You know, and again, you know, the conversation that we had before. You know, this applies to everybody. You know, people will try everything to give someone a chance. I mean, no one's ignoring this grandson right now. Nobody. Not even people on YouTube. Everyone's saying, "Oh, congratulations, have a great time. I truly wish you the best." Lucifer runs. Yes, that's right. He runs the world. You're right, Juice. Well, Catholicism, in my opinion, Juice, is a pagan religion, and Catholicism, there was a purpose for Catholicism, maybe a few thousand or 1,000 years ago, where you had to. Jesus used teachings in a way that would relate to people of the day. All right, Catholicism did the same thing, but the thing is that Catholicism should have ended 1,000 years ago. Catholicism was a way to not only convince pagans, but to introduce them to the one true God. And they had to do it in that way for them to understand. It was a teaching. Unfortunately, we still practice this stuff, and in my opinion, if you're a Christian, you should have nothing to do with this. Would Jesus have done it this way? The Catholics did it the way the Catholics did it? No. And I think Satan had a lot of influence in Catholicism, because it was a bunch of men taking an idea and turning it into something else, and I think it was evil influence. It might have been a good intention. I think it was, but it was evil influence that basically draws us to Catholicism today. And you got to remember, I was raised Catholic. You're talking to a baptized Catholic, by the way. So don't say, "Oh, I'm anti-Catholic," or I'm not anti anything. You can believe in whatever you want. I'm just looking at the Bible, reading it, and being like, "Oh, this is what I was supposed to be reading. This is the way I was supposed to be living, and I'm doing it all backwards." as a Christian. Oh, people have no relationship with our Father, therefore are easily duped. Yeah, it sucks because God did walk away from us, and the reason why God walked away, um, when I mean walked away in a way that during Genesis, during the creation, right? He creates all these fucking things. He's very involved, very involved. He still is very involved, but not as much. He creates these two human beings. And he was with these two human beings the whole time, even up to the point where they ate from the tree of knowledge. So God steps away and says, "Hey, listen, I told you what was going to happen. I'm a fair God, and unfortunately, this stuff's going to have to run its course because I can't just God can't just snap his fingers in front of all the angels, in front of all these witnesses, and say it's my way or the highway, right? Because then he's a fucking dictator. Then he's a fucking dictator. He could have wiped out Satan. He could have fucking wiped out Adam and Eve and started over again, and the angels would have seen it. All his creations would have seen it. That's a fucking dictator. God's not a dictator. God's a slave master, but to willing slaves. You got to remember this. You will become slave to God for eternity. You will become slave to God for eternity, but it's a fair slave master. I'm telling you, this is how the Bible describes it. Jews are protected by God. Everyone else, eternal life is through Jesus Christ. Yeah, the tree was. I think John the Baptist said this, that the axe lays by the tree, and the tree's about to be cut. And that tree signified the bloodline of the Jews, which were fully protected under God. God made a promise to these people. God made a promise to these people. He also made a promise that there was going to be a savior, and all of humanity would be saved. And this is the one thing that Jews don't like to hear. They don't like to hear that. That now the Schwaza, or whatever the fuck they call them, is now technically protected by God and is one of God's children. That's true, Jews. Money. 90% of Jews worship money, not God. You can't serve both. Well, okay. So I'm gonna be honest with you. I lived with rabbinical Jews for a few years, right? And I would always joke around like that. And one of them came to me one day and they're like, "You want to know why that's a stereotype?" I said, "Yeah, of course. What's going on with that? The whole Jew and money thing." And they say that in Leviticus, everything's supposed to be treated the way God would treat it. So they treat their money the way God would have treated money. All right, they're making it fruitful. They're making it prosperous. They're not taking it and just blowing it on crap. And this is why 90% of Jews worship money, not God. It's not that they're worshiping money. It's that they are treating money with respect. They're respecting money. So to be fair with Jews and all this stuff, that's what they're doing. And that's a tremendous thing. I mean, that's something that's very hard for people to do. A lot of us do not respect money. It's a moral that the Jews have, and it's not a bad one. It's a very good one. I wish more people would respect money like Jews do. Now, the Leviticus goes on, and it also says that you can beat a non-Jew within 3 days of his life, which means that, even if you were to beat a non-Jew, you can't kill them on the spot. You have to make it so that they would live for 3 days, and then God would take them. And then everything's kosher. Let's see. Yeah, no, you're right, Juice. I truly believe that there's a lot of fake Christians out there. A lot of fake Christians. I'm a terrible Christian. Terrible. I will say that. But I don't pretend to side with God or the teachings of Jesus Christ because I want to be part of a gang. This is the most inconvenient gang to be a part of. Trust me, very inconvenient. And you people want to fucking tell me, oh, you're Jehovah's. First of all, I'm not baptized. I'm not baptized. All right. I studied with them. I haven't studied with them in a while. All right. And I'm telling you something right now. It's not convenient. It's not going to be a convenient lifestyle. What would be convenient is being able to fucking celebrate all these friggin' holidays without any kind of, you know. Listen, man, I celebrated every holiday. Every holiday there is. I celebrated Ramadan with my friends. I celebrated Passover, Hanukkah with my friends, Christmas, you know, Thanksgiving. All these holidays that exist. I've celebrated them. They're all fun. They're all fun. You think I really want to give that up? For I, the Lord, your God, am a jealous God. Well, this is the thing. If God's angry or jealous, it's perfection. It's not the way that you guys would be jealous or angry. It's hard for anyone to even comprehend. I'm sorry if this bores you guys, but it's the truth. If you want to start studying the Bible, go study the Bible. But don't come to me and say that, you know, that these practices that some of you practice have anything to do with the Bible. I mean, if it was, you would probably hear about it. I mean, you know, do we know if Jesus smoked weed? No. Do we know if Jesus smoked cigarettes? No. It was never talked about. But I think it's safe to say that living in 2021, if Jesus Christ was alive in 2021, knowing that there's a possibility that you can get cancer or whatever, he would never tell his disciples, "Oh yeah, go smoke cigarettes, go drink, go friggin' get wasted." He even warned about you know, drunkardness. And you got to remember, Jesus Christ, one of his first his first miracles was turning water into wine. This is a gift from God. But is there a right way to do it according to the Bible? Yeah. It's just that, you know, hey, listen, the marijuana thing wasn't in the Bible, so we have to apply this the way they apply it to alcohol. Were people shooting up intravenously alcohol? No. Were they drinking alcohol? Yeah. Were they being merry or jolly or whatever? Yeah, of course they were. But were they getting drunk? Some of them were. Some of them were. And I think, who did that happen to? Did it happen to Noah? I think Noah wakes up from a drunken stupor and says, "What have you done?" He's naked on the bed and his kids are looking at him and they're like, "What have you done?" So either he was raped or they think he was castrated. No one really knows. But the point is that don't get drunk. Well, Street Life, my point is that it's there for you. It's there for you. If there's any questions, you know, read into it. You don't even have to read it anymore. You go on Google and Google this shit. There's no excuse anymore, guys. There's absolutely no excuse. If you have any questions, you can just Google. I suggest that you try everything. You go to you listen to what the Catholics have to say. Go to jw.org. Just type it in. There's a search bar. Ask a question. Marijuana is in the Bible. It's the perfume. Okay, well, I don't know. You know, is there any, you know, were they smoking to be jolly? I don't know. Probably. It's also a relevant chapter, Revelation chapter 22. Well, here's the thing, man. You know, this is how bad this planet is. That on the warning labels of these drugs, they have to warn you about utopia or euphoria. Sorry, euphoria. Think about that. We can't even handle euphoria without it being bad. This pill might give you a euphoric feeling. Like, that's fucking bad. Euphoria is great. Euphoria is what we all strive to be, or all strive to experience. What are you talking about? Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. Because if you take too much euphoria, you could die. And that would be disrespecting your life, which is against these Christian teachings. Yeah, well, again, I think that these things are on this planet for us to enjoy. It's a gift from God. I'm telling you. Listen, you're telling me people like to friggin' say, oh, heroin's bad. Heroin's bad. No, it's not. All right, it's bad when you become a heroin addict, but heroin is not bad. Cocaine is not bad. It's bad when you become a coke addict. All right, there's a reason for everything. There's a reason why this stuff exists, and we use it for certain things. There's people that are dependent on it to enjoy their life. So we deal with pain. This is on our planet. We take it for pain. We take it for whatever. All right, this is amazing. But when we become addicts, like with my addiction to nicotine and caffeine, it rules your life, and it takes away the truth. It takes a part of truth out of your life. It distances yourself from God. Hold on, I'll be right back. My dog, I think, took a shit again. Did you just fucking poop again? Which one? Have you fucking pooped again, dude? Why do I smell fucking poop? Well, how about this? I'm going to look this up right now. Street life. All right, let's look up. Marijuana in the Bible. I'm going to go to jw.org. We're going to read what they have to say, because these are some of the most hated people in the world, and it's bizarre. So let me search marijuana. Okay. All right. These are the dangers. These are the dangers of marijuana, according to the Bible. All right. And this was written in 1985. It was from an Awake article in 1985. Is marijuana really harmful? Let's read it. Quote, just a lot of propaganda. That's what a young man named David used to call all the scary reports he heard about marijuana. After all, he had friends who used the drug frequently, and they weren't exactly dropping like flies. As far as he knew, no one had died of lung cancer, suffered brain damage, or become sterile because of smoking marijuana. David, therefore, started using the drug himself. Like David, many youths are turned off by what appears to be anti-pot propaganda. This is 1985. A survey revealed that almost half of one group of young marijuana users did not believe it was harmful. And what about attempts to scare youths into believing that it is? Observe the Journal of Drug Education. Fear-based anti-drug programs have tended, I believe they're talking about DARE. I don't know if you guys remember DARE. Drug programs have tended to be relatively unsuccessful. This was in 1985. Then there is the fact that even the experts can't seem to agree on as to whether marijuana helps or hurts. This was 1985 again, guys. An article appearing in Science magazine said the possibilities that marijuana use may be hazardous has produced a remarkable polarization among scientists. The naive individual seeking guidance is often hard pressed to know whom to believe. Why, though? Is there such a controversy over marijuana? Question mark. Are those who speak ill of marijuana simply resorting to the scare tactics many youths are suspicious of? Blah, blah, let me say, why the controversy? Guilty to prove. The Jamaica study. Let's see, what are serious national concerns? All right, this is an article. All right, is smoking a sin according to the Bible? All right, let's see what it says. Well, I'll let you guys listen to it.
Is smoking a sin? The Bible's answer. The Bible does not mention smoking or other means of using tobacco. The footnote reads, smoking here refers to deliberately inhaling tobacco smoke from cigarettes, cigars, pipes, or water pipes. However, the principles discussed apply equally to the use of chewing tobacco, snuff, electronic cigarettes that contain nicotine, and similar products. End of footnote. However, it contains principles showing that God does not approve of unhealthy and unclean habits and thus views smoking as a sin. Respect for life. God gives to all people life and breath. Acts 17, 24, and 25. Since life is a gift from God, we should not do anything that would shorten our life, such as smoking. Smoking is one of the main causes of preventable death worldwide. Love of neighbor. You must love your neighbor as yourself. Matthew 22:39. Smoking around others does not show love. Those who are routinely subjected to secondhand smoke are at higher risk of some of the same diseases that smokers often suffer from. The need to be holy. Present your bodies as a living sacrifice, holy and acceptable to God. Romans 12:1. Let us cleanse ourselves of every defilement of flesh and spirit, perfecting holiness in the fear of God. 2 Corinthians 7:1. Smoking is unnatural and incompatible with being holy, that is, clean and pure, because tobacco users intentionally consume toxins that seriously damage their body. Does the Bible say anything about the recreational use of marijuana or other drugs? The Bible does not mention marijuana, also known as weed or pot, or similar drugs by name. But it contains principles that rule out the recreational use of such addictive substances. In addition to the foregoing principles, the following also apply. The need to control our mental faculties. You must love Jehovah your God with your whole mind. Matthew 22:37 and 38. Keep your senses completely. 1 Peter 1:13. A person cannot fully control his mind when abusing drugs, and many people even become addicted to them. Their minds focus on obtaining and using drugs rather than on upbuilding thoughts. Obedience to secular laws. Be obedient to governments and authorities. Titus 3:1. In many lands, the law strictly controls.
So basically what they're saying is it doesn't say anything about smoking marijuana or doing certain drugs or not doing certain drugs in the Bible. God is trying to tell you, hey, listen, if this is taking you away from me, please don't do it. In fact, don't do it. It's not good for you. This is what they're talking about, all right? Now, I don't know if you heard what he just said. Respect man's laws. All right. No Jehovah's Witness or no Christian should ever go against man's laws unless it goes against God's. All right. And when they mean that, what they mean by is just like the disciples, don't pick up the sword, don't start lopping off ears. All right. Put your swords back where it belongs and respect man's laws. And If it goes against God's laws, you don't have to participate. All right? You don't have to participate. So again, if marijuana is taking out a part of your life that you could be giving to God, all right? Just like alcohol, just like tobacco, which it does to me, all right? It's not a good thing. It's not a good thing. And I think that's a good point. I think that these Jehovah's Witnesses are correct. You know, I mean, hey, listen, if the doctor prescribes you marijuana, all right, says this is going to help you, all right, and you take it, let's say it's not marijuana, let's say it's another drug, and you take it, and it starts basically separating you from your duties as a human being, like taking out the trash, whatever. There's a problem there. And I think what the Bible's saying is, hey, listen, just be aware of that. Just like alcohol. Alcohol is a gift from God. A gift from God. And the reason why we drink is to be merry, jolly. In fact, there's a thing that the Jews do with alcohol. They say a prayer and then they drink. I don't know if you guys know this. I forgot what it's called, but it's on some holiday. I participated in it once, and it's basically like every single time someone says a word that you just drink. I think that's where that game came from. But anyway, my point is that do not let these drugs become part of your life and take away from your morals, your everyday morals, just like it had done to Street Life. Street Life is a complete fucking loser. Complete loser. Let's go on to see what this
controls the use of some drugs. If we want to please God, we should obey secular authorities. Tobacco and your health. The World Health Organization estimates that
Very interesting. If we want to obey God, we have to respect secular authority. As Christians, guys, we have to respect authority and law. We have to respect it. It doesn't mean we have to participate in it, but we have to respect it. Jesus Christ wasn't running around protests. He wasn't running around the street fucking burning down buildings, breaking glass windows, setting churches on fire, federal buildings on fire. He wasn't doing that.
Every year, about 6 million people die of diseases related to the use of tobacco, including over 600,000 non-smokers affected by secondhand smoke. Consider how tobacco affects the health of those who use it and the health of others around them. Cancer. Tobacco smoke contains over 50 carcinogenic chemicals. The Encyclopedia Britannica states that tobacco smoke is believed to account for 90% of all cases of lung cancer. Tobacco smoke can cause cancer in other organs, including the mouth, trachea, esophagus, throat, larynx, liver, pancreas, and bladder. Respiratory diseases. Tobacco smoke increases the chances of respiratory ailments such as pneumonia and influenza. Children who regularly inhale secondhand smoke are more prone to suffer from asthma, chronic cough, and reduced lung growth and function. Heart disease. Smokers are at greater risk of suffering a stroke or developing heart disease. Carbon monoxide present in tobacco smoke easily passes from the lungs to the bloodstream, where it displaces oxygen. With less oxygen available in the blood, the heart has to work harder to deliver oxygen to the body. Effects on pregnancy. Women who smoke while pregnant increase the risk of their babies being born prematurely, with low birth weight, or with certain birth defects such as a cleft lip. Such babies could also develop respiratory problems or suffer sudden infant death syndrome.
Okay. So, listen, guys, as of 2022, this is what we know. This is limited knowledge. This is knowledge that man has, all right? And this is what we have to go by, all right? Maybe people weren't smoking tobacco back then. In fact, I heard a story that tobacco was actually introduced from the Americas to the world. To the world. So let me let me see what the Bible has to say about abortion. And this isn't like the Bible just says, no, don't do it. They're gonna tell you why. They're gonna tell you why. What does the Bible say about abortion? Let's see if we can get some audio on this. All right, here we go.
What does the Bible say about abortion? The Bible's answer. The Bible does not use the word abortion in the sense of an induced expulsion of a human fetus. However, many Bible verses provide God's view of human life, including that of an unborn child. Life is a gift from God. He considers all life to be precious, including the life of a child in the womb. So if someone intentionally kills an unborn child, that amounts to murder. God's law to the Israelites stated, if men should struggle with each other, and they hurt a pregnant woman, and she gives birth prematurely but no fatality results, the offender must pay the damages imposed on him by the husband of the woman, and he must pay it through the judges. But if a fatality does occur, then you must give life for life. Exodus 21, verses 22 and 23.
Now, let me stop right there. All right. You got to remember, this was with the Israelites. Now that Jesus Christ has come and the ransom was paid, we no longer have to obey those laws. All right. We no longer have to obey those laws, and this is what people have to understand. The reason why there's an Old Testament and a New Testament, this is, so Jews technically should be living by this law, because they don't believe in the New Testament. They don't believe that Jesus Christ came, died for everyone's sins, and we no longer have to stone homosexuals or infidels or whatever in the streets. So I don't know why the Jews stopped doing that, but they did for some strange reason. So let's get back to what the Jews are up to.
Some translations make it appear that in this law to Israel, the crucial matter was what happened to the mother, not to the fetus. The Hebrew text, however, refers to a fatal accident to either mother or child. End of footnote. When does human life begin? God views human life as beginning at conception. In His word, the Bible, God consistently portrays an unborn child as a distinct person. Consider some examples indicating that God does not draw a distinction between the life of a baby in the womb and one that has been born. Under divine inspiration, King David said to God, "Your eyes even saw me as an embryo." Psalm 139:16. God considered David to be a person.
So you got to remember, this entity that's giving us all this information of ways to do it right. This thing knows everything about you. This thing knows more about you than you know about yourself. This thing was there. This thing witnessed your conception. This thing witnessed your growth. You don't even remember any of this shit. Wishbone, you're not allowed up here. Wishbone, if God said that it was legal for me to kill you right now, Wishbone, I would do it. I would do it.
Even before he was born. Additionally, God knew that he would have a special purpose for the prophet Jeremiah before Jeremiah's birth. God said to him, "Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. And before you were born, I sanctified you. I made you a prophet to the nations." Jeremiah 1:5. The Bible writer Luke,
think about it. What God's telling you right there is that He knew you before you were even born. He's all-knowing. He knows everything. Everything. Nothing gets by God. This is an entity that knows everything. It's all knowledge. And this knowledge wants to be shared with you. A creature that wants all knowledge. And that's why Adam and Eve ate from the tree of knowledge. They wanted it so bad. And God said, you can't do it like that. You're going to hurt yourself. You're going to hurt all humanity if you do that. It's like throwing a toddler, because we all know that toddlers are these very, You know, they're like cats. They always want to see what's going on. You know, they're touching stuff, putting stuff in their mouths. Now, can you imagine throwing a fucking toddler into like a semi truck and saying, "Yeah, here's the keys. Turn it on for the toddler. Fucking put it in first gear." What do you think's gonna happen? Toddler's gonna be pushing all the lights and stuff like that. It's not gonna know. Now this toddler's driving down the highway, right? Doesn't know what a steering wheel is yet, so the thing starts playing on the steering wheel, kills a bunch of people, wipes out a fucking entire family, keeps on going, and it just keeps on doing this. Eventually, it meets up with a brick wall, and the toddler dies inside the semi truck. This is what Adam and Eve just did. This is what Adam and Eve just did. And God knew this. God knew this was going to happen. That's why God said, don't do that. Let's continue.
Physician used the same Greek word to describe an unborn baby as he did to describe a newborn baby.
Now, this is very important.
Will God forgive?
This is very important. Even during Greek times, the Greek doctors used the same words, the same wording to describe an unborn baby and a born baby. Okay? This isn't anything new, guys. What they're trying to tell you now is something completely different. Completely different. They're trying to tell you that no, this baby doesn't exist. There's nothing there. Nothing there. Look, this is Satan. This is
one abortion. Those who do abortion can receive God's forgiveness.
Of course.
If they now accept God's view of life, they do not need to be overwhelmed with guilt. Jehovah is merciful and compassionate. As far off.
So here's the thing. Here's the thing that they're conveniently leaving out because they want to be nice about this. They want to be compassionate toward people who have done this. Right? What they're saying is that, hey, listen, up to a certain point you didn't know, right? And God isn't going to punish you for not knowing. But once you know, there's no excuse. There's no excuse. And this is why I truly believe that Adam and Eve will not be resurrected. Will not be resurrected. Because what they did was absolutely terrible. The worst thing, worse than Hitler, worse than fucking Saddam Hussein, worse than fucking Stalin. Combined. You know how many people had to suffer for fucking thousands and thousands of years, according to the Bible, because of this? Because of their decision not to listen to God? Or to go against God? They had full knowledge. They knew God was God. Full knowledge. Well, not full knowledge, but they had knowledge. God was there with them. God was right there. Jehovah is not a fair God. He is a jealous God. God says it's meant. All right. Well, let's see what the Bible says about jealous God. Oh, jealous God. Hold on, Wishbone. Okay. All right. I am very disappointed that you should underestimate the intelligence of millions of Catholics in believing that they would adore a piece of wood, carvings, etc. Mentioned in your article, now I play a different tune. This is from 1987. These items only represent those whom Catholics love and pray to, just as you would have photographs of those you love in your own home. You would never burn these up or regard them as subjects to be destroyed in any way. Otherwise, your publications are very interesting. So this is someone who, this is someone who wrote in. Wishbone, stop! Will you stop? So basically what a jealous God means is that God does not want you to worship anything else but him. He doesn't even want you worshiping his son. This is what jealousy means. Now let's look up the definition of jealousy. Let's see if I can find the definition of jealousy. Let me see, what is jealous God? Let me what is a jealous God? There we go.
Shall I pray to saints? The Bible's answer: no. The Bible shows that we should pray only to God in Jesus' name. Jesus told his disciples, "This is how you are to pray. Our Father in heaven, hallowed be your name." Matthew 6:9, New American Bible.
So guys, I want to point out that Our Father is not a prayer. Is not a prayer. He was giving you the way to pray to God. That's how you're supposed to pray to him. It's not a prayer that's supposed to be repeated over and over again. Let's play this again.
Should I pray to saints? The Bible's answer: no. The Bible shows that we should pray only to God in Jesus' name. Jesus told his disciples, "This is how you are to pray. Our Father in heaven, hallowed be your name." Matthew 6:9, New American Bible. Never did he instruct his disciples to pray to saints, angels, or anyone other than God.
There you go.
Jesus also told his followers, "I am the way and the truth and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me." John 14:6, NAB. Only Jesus is authorized by God to intercede on our behalf. What if I pray to God and also pray to saints? As part of the 10 Commandments, God said, "I, the Lord your God, am a jealous God." Exodus 20, verse 5, NAB. In what way is God jealous? The footnote in the New American Bible says that he is demanding exclusive allegiance. God demands that acts of allegiance or worship, including prayer, be directed exclusively to him. We offend God if we pray to anyone else, even to saints or holy angels. When the Apostle John tried to worship an angel, as recorded at Revelation 19:10, NAB, the angel stopped him by saying, "Don't. I am a fellow servant of yours and of your brothers who bear witness to Jesus. Worship God."
There you go. There you go, guys. Basically what they're saying is God does not want you to worship anybody else. Anybody else. And there will be consequences if you do so. Not saying that, he's going to turn your city into stone. All right? Not saying that. But he's saying if you do that, you're going to ruin all eternity for yourself. That's what he's trying to explain to you guys. You're going to ruin all of eternity for yourself. You want the cure for death? It's through me. It's through me. Now, most of us, when we get jealous, right? We get angry. We start doing irrational things, whatever. God doesn't act that way. Don't ever compare yourself to the creator of the universe. Don't ever do that. Your jealousy is nothing compared to God's. God's is right. God's is not flawed. You're flawed. Never compare yourself to God. Never. Yeah, he told he did turn a whole city into stone. And you know what he did before he did it? He warned everybody. He said, "Guys, get out of here. This place can't exist." And here's the thing. Here's the thing about this. You know, I always found it very strange how we have all these psychopaths on this planet, and all these atom bombs and nuclear bombs, and no one's really ever used them to wipe out this planet. And I read certain things that God allows certain things to happen in a way that this world will not end until he says so. There's been terrible things that have happened on this planet. It's never ended this planet. Not for humanity. God's the only one who's going to end it. God is the only one who's going to end it. Read it and live it. Yeah, that's a good way to look at the Bible. Apply it to your life. Apply it. I mean, seriously, you know, I make fun of Street Life, but think about it. Street Life applied this to his life, and his life is like 10 times better. I guarantee it, or maybe 1,000,000 times better. You know, it doesn't matter what God you pray to. Well, hey, listen, you know what? I can't tell you. You have to apply it to your life. Do I want to live like a Muslim? It doesn't make sense to me. This makes sense to me. We might be praying to the same God. Pretty sure it's the same damn God. You know. I mean, do I think, you know, do I take those readings or writings and turn them into something that, you know, I want it to be? Like, maybe I want to start decapitating people in the middle of the street. Do I become a Muslim? That's not right. You know, there's a couple things in the Bible. Gabriel, for instance. Gabriel in the Bible is described as an angel that was there to help all humanity, that came with this good news. Same thing with Zechariah, all this shit. And in the Quran, Gabriel was a terrible angel. In fact, he tried strangling, I think it was Muhammad, in a cave. So let me ask you a question. If you're a Christian, do you believe that Muhammad met up with Gabriel, or do you think he met up with Satan, pretending to be Gabriel? So they believe in Satan. They believe all the stuff that we do. There's truth in every story. And the way to prove this truth to you is by you know, applying it to your life. Apply it to your life. And don't apply it in a way where you say, "Oh, well, I was baptized Catholic, so I'm Catholic." Well, do you apply Catholicism to your life? I don't know. If how you apply Catholicism to your life is by celebrating these fucking holidays, I don't see where Catholicism has anything. I don't see how Catholicism has anything to do with Christianity. I'm sorry. If you're observant of these holidays and that makes you Catholic, I'm sorry. I'm not saying all Catholics are like that, but that's how I was. That's how I was, 100%. It wasn't right. I couldn't call myself Christian. I couldn't call myself Catholic. It's ridiculous. Oh man, I gotta take a piss and then make myself some coffee. Let's listen to Genesis while I'm taking a piss.
Young people ask, creation or evolution? Part 4. How can I explain my belief in creation?
You believe in creation, but you're reluctant to say so openly at school. Maybe your textbooks endorse evolution and you worry that teachers and classmates might make fun of you. How can you speak up confidently and explain your belief in creation? You can do it. You might think, I'm not smart enough to discuss science and debate evolution. That's how Danielle felt at one time. I hated feeling that I had to contradict my teacher and my classmates, she says. Diana agrees. I got confused when they argued using scientific terms. However, your goal is not to win arguments. And the good news is that you don't need to be a genius at science to explain why you find creation to be a rational explanation for the natural world. Tip: use the simple logic found in the Bible at Hebrews 3:4. Every house is constructed by someone, but the one who constructed all things is God. A young woman named Carol reasons on the principle of Hebrews 3:4 this way. Imagine that you're walking through a dense forest. Every evidence of a human being is miles away. You then look down and see a toothpick on the ground. What is your conclusion? Most people would say, someone else has been here. If something as small and insignificant as a toothpick is evidence of intelligent life, how much more so is the universe and all that's in it? If someone says, if creation is true, then who created the creator? You could respond, just because we don't understand everything about the creator doesn't mean he doesn't exist. For example, you may not know the history of the person who designed your cell phone, but you still believe it was designed by somebody, right? Allow for response. There's so much we can know about the creator. If you're curious, I'd be happy to share what I've learned about him. Be ready. The Bible says that you should be ready to make a defense before everyone who demands of you a reason for the hope you have, but doing so with a mild temper and deep respect. 1 Peter 3:15. Therefore, give attention to two factors: what you say and how you say it. 1. What you say. Your love of God is important and can motivate you to speak up. But just telling others how much you love God may not be enough to convince them that God created all things. It might be best to use examples from nature to show why it is rational to believe in creation. 2. How you say it. Be confident, but don't be rude or condescending. People are likely to consider your viewpoint if you speak respectfully about their beliefs and acknowledge their right to come to their own conclusions.
I think it's important never to come across as insulting or as a know-it-all. It would be counterproductive to speak in a condescending tone. Elaine.
Tools to help you explain your belief. If we aren't prepared, says a teenager named Alicia, we'll just want to stay quiet to avoid embarrassment. As Alicia points out, preparation is vital to success. Jenna states, I feel much more comfortable discussing creation when I have a simple yet well thought out example to back up my belief. Where can you find such examples? Many young people have had success using the following material. Was life created? The origin of life, 5 questions worth asking. The wonders of creation reveal God's glory, video. The series, Was It Designed? In the Awake magazine. Type the phrase, including quotation marks, Was It Designed? In the search box of Watchtower Online Library. Use Watchtower Online Library for additional research. You might also find it helpful to review the previous articles in this series, Creation or Evolution. Part 1, Why Believe in God? Part 2, Why Question Evolution? Part 3, Why Believe in Creation? Tip: choose examples that convince you. They will be easier for you to remember, and you will be able to speak about them with conviction. Try practicing how you will explain your belief. What your peers say.
If we evolved, then why do we have qualities such as compassion and love? Those qualities make you think of others rather than yourself. It doesn't make sense to me to say that those qualities evolved. Brittany.
When I took a biology course, I learned about anatomy and the functions of our cells. Even though the course supported evolution, what I learned made it clear to me that we are the product of intelligent design. Brianna.
peeps and poops in the back.
Well, there you have it, guys. Let's listen to some more Watchtower. Let's see what they have to say about drug use. No, gayness. Homosexuality. All right, here we go. Is homosexuality wrong?
Young people ask, is homosexuality wrong? Growing up, one of the most difficult things I had to deal with was my attraction to others of the same sex. I used to think it was just a phase, but those feelings plague me still. David, 23. David is a Christian who wants to please God. Can he do that while feeling attracted to those of the same sex? How does God really feel about homosexuality? What does the Bible say? Attitudes about homosexuality may vary from one culture to the next, or from one time period to another. But Christians aren't governed by popular opinion, or carried here and there by every wind of teaching. Ephesians 4:14. Instead, they base their view of homosexual conduct, and any other kind of conduct for that matter, on the standards set forth in the Bible. The Bible's standard regarding homosexual acts is clear. God's word says, "You must not lie down with a male in the same way that you lie down with a woman." Leviticus 18:22. God, in keeping with the desires of their hearts, gave them over to uncontrolled sexual passion, for their females changed the natural use of themselves into one contrary to nature. Romans 1:26. Do not be misled. Those who are sexually immoral, idolaters, adulterers, men who submit to homosexual acts, men who practice homosexuality, thieves, greedy people, drunkards, revilers, and extortioners will not inherit God's kingdom. 1 Corinthians 6:9 and 10. In reality, God's standards apply to all people, whether they have homosexual desires or heterosexual desires. The fact is, everyone must exercise self-restraint when it comes to urges to engage in conduct that displeases God. Does that mean the Bible promotes hatred of gays? No. In fact, the Bible doesn't promote hatred of anyone, gay or straight. Rather, it tells us to pursue peace with all people, regardless of their lifestyle. Hebrews 12:14. So it's wrong to engage in bullying, hate crimes, or any other type of mistreatment of homosexuals. Does that mean that Christians should oppose laws that allow same-sex marriage? The Bible shows that God's standard for marriage calls for the union of one man and one woman. However, discussions of human laws on same-sex marriage relate to a political issue, not a moral one. The Bible tells Christians to remain politically neutral. Therefore, they neither advocate nor oppose governmental laws involving same-sex marriage or homosexual conduct. But what if someone currently practices homosexuality? Can that person change? Yes. In fact, some in the first century did so. After stating that those who practice homosexuality will not inherit God's kingdom, the Bible says, "That is what some of you were." 1 Corinthians 6:11. Does that mean those who stopped practicing homosexuality no longer felt any inclination toward their former lifestyle? No. The Bible says, "Clothe yourselves with the new personality, which through accurate knowledge is being made new." Colossians 3:10. Change is an ongoing process. But what if someone who wants to follow God's standard still has homosexual urges? As with any urge, a person can choose not to nurture or act on those urges. How? The Bible says, "Keep walking by spirit, and you will carry out no fleshly desire at all." Galatians 5:16. Notice that the verse doesn't say that the person will have no fleshly desire. Instead, armed with a good spiritual routine of Bible study and prayer, he or she will have the strength to resist those desires. David, mentioned at the outset, found that to be true, especially after he confided in his Christian parents about his struggle. It was a tremendous burden off my shoulders, he says, and I probably would have enjoyed my teen years a lot more if I had talked to them sooner. In the end, we are happier when we conform to Jehovah's standards. We are convinced that they are righteous, causing the heart to rejoice, and that in keeping them, there is a large reward. Psalm 19, 8 and 11.
So let me put it to you this way, guys, in a way that you'll understand. Are there faggot Christians out there? Yes. Absolutely 100%. All right? Gays can be Christians. You know, if you consider yourself gay because of a lifestyle, you know, the point is that you should be considering yourself children of God. That should be your lifestyle, not your sexual preference, not your desires. I don't consider myself. I'm a cigarette smoker. I am a cigarette smoker 100%. I'm a caffeine addict 100%. Do I want to be called that? No. I want to be a child of God. Do I have desires? Do I have pathetic desires? Yeah. Of course I do. I don't want to be called that. I don't want that running my life or ruling my life. Now, I don't have the homosexual desire, but you know, my point is that there's other desires that, you know, are unworthy of God's kingdom. And the way I look at it is, it's not that God doesn't want you there because of your desires. Those desires turn you into something that isn't allowed, that isn't, you won't be able to exist there. For instance, trying to fit a round peg in a square hole or a square peg in a round hole. It just doesn't go. It's not going to happen. And he's warning you that if you do this, you're not going to be there. You won't be able to fit in. You won't be able to. You're going to be sitting there pounding this fucking round fucking peg into a square hole. And it's never going to go. It's never going to go. Don't make your sexual desires become your lifestyle. I'm sorry. Use a woman for what she's worth. Pregnancy. Technically, God is saying that all women are cum dumpsters. Fill them up, boys. Get them pregnant, and fucking, you know, and teach your kids the right way. That's what the Bible is trying to say right here. Now let's see what the Bible says about. What's another good topic that we can learn from, or we can ask the Bible? Let's see. Oh, guns. Let's do guns.
Questions from readers. Should a Christian keep a gun, perhaps a handgun or a rifle, to protect himself from other humans? Christians follow Bible principles when choosing how they will protect and defend themselves. These principles show that it would be wrong for Christians to use such weapons as handguns, rifles, or other types of guns to protect themselves from other humans. Think about the following points. Human life is sacred to Jehovah. The psalmist David wrote about Jehovah, "With you is the source of life." Psalm 36:9. Therefore, if a Christian chooses to defend himself or his property, he would do everything possible to avoid becoming blood guilty, that is, responsible for the death of another person. It is true that any object a person uses to defend himself may cause him to become blood guilty. However, Guns make it easier to kill someone, whether by accident or on purpose. The footnote reads, a Christian might decide to own a gun, such as a rifle or a shotgun, to hunt animals for food or to protect himself from wild animals. When he is not using the gun, though, he should take the bullets out of it, maybe even take the gun apart, and keep it locked in a safe place. In areas where it is illegal to own guns, or where the government restricts or regulates gun ownership in some other way, Christians obey the law. End of footnote. Also, an attacker may already be nervous, so if he sees a gun, the situation is likely to become more dangerous, and someone might get killed. When Jesus told his followers to carry swords on the night before he died, this was not so that they could protect themselves. Rather, Jesus wanted to teach them a lesson. His followers should not use violence, even when they have to face a crowd that has weapons. After Peter used his sword to attack the high priest's slave, Jesus commanded Peter, "Return your sword to its place." Then Jesus stated a principle that guides Christians even today. All those who take up the sword will perish by the sword. Matthew 26:51 and 52. As foretold at Micah 4:3, God's people beat their swords into plowshares and their spears into pruning shears. True Christians are known for being peaceable. They follow the commands God gave through the Apostle Paul to return evil for evil to no one, and to be peaceable with all men. Romans 12:17 and 18. Even though Paul experienced difficult situations, including dangers from robbers, he never went against Bible principles in order to protect himself. 2 Corinthians 11:26. Instead, he trusted in God and knew that the wise counsel of the Bible is better than weapons of war. Ecclesiastes 9:18. To Christians, life is much more valuable than material things. We know that a person's life does not result from the things he possesses. Luke 12:15. So, if talking in a mild way to a robber with a gun does not stop him, we follow Jesus' advice, do not resist the one who is wicked. This may mean that we let him have whatever he wants. Matthew 5:39 and 40. The footnote reads, to learn how to defend oneself against rape, see the article How to Prevent Rape in the March 8, 1993 issue of Awake. End of footnote. Of course, it is best to avoid becoming a target of criminals. They may be less likely to attack us if we follow the Bible's advice and avoid the showy display of one's means of life. 1 John 2:16. It will also be a protection for us if we are known by our neighbors as being peaceable witnesses of Jehovah. Christians respect the conscience of others. Some brothers and sisters would be shocked or even stumbled if they learned that one of their Christian brothers had a gun to protect himself from other humans. We may have a legal right to own a gun, but because we love our brothers, we would never do something that we know might stumble them. Christians want to be a good example to others. If a Christian has a gun to protect himself from other humans, the elders will give him counsel from the Bible. If he decides to keep the gun, he would not be a good example. As a result, he would not be able to have any responsibilities or special privileges in the congregation. The same applies to a Christian who continues to carry a gun as part of his secular work. It would be much better if he tried to find another job. The footnote reads, for more information about employment that requires carrying a gun, see the Watchtower of November 1st, 2005, page 31, and July 15, 1983, pages 25 and 26. End of footnote. A Christian must make his own decisions about how he will protect himself, his family, and his possessions, as well as where he will work. But when he makes such choices, he should base them on Bible principles. Our wise God gave these principles to us because he loves us.
That is why Christians who have a strong relationship with Jehovah choose not to keep a gun to protect themselves from other humans. They know that if they trust in God and follow Bible principles in their life, they will have true security forever. End of article.
So basically what they're trying to tell you there is that you have to do everything possible to make sure that you're not responsible for blood guilt. And blood guilt being, hey, listen, did I lure this person in? Did I not give this person every chance? Did I, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Now, the guy says in this, he says, well, if the robber wants something, just give it to him. The one thing he's leaving out is, what if the robber wants your life, or the life of your child, or the life of your wife, or the life of one of your brothers or sisters? Now, most Christians do believe in carrying firearms, and the reason being is because of that discussion that Jesus Christ had with his disciples about getting the swords. Now, this was a commandment by Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ commanded that these people do this. And again, I want to point out that Jesus Christ did not tell them to break the sword. He did not tell them to throw it away. He did not tell them to sell it. He said, put it back in your place. And as you heard, Peter did not get rid of his sword the whole time. He had it with him. All right. Did he use it in a way that maybe Dirty Harry or fucking Charles Bronson would have used? No. All right. So, for instance, if you guys have a gun, right, and you're intending to use it against other human beings, you already committed a sin. Just like adultery. King David, right, just watched a woman from afar take a bath. But he didn't stop watching, and that's the problem. That's where it started. Where does infidelity start? At the moment of sex? Or did you plan it out in your head? Guys, this is very important. The way you think, the way you apply this stuff to your life, it's very, very important. Very important. And it's up to you. It's up to you. If you want to have a career where you carry a gun, all right? Why do you carry a gun in that career? Why do they give you that gun? Is it to end someone's life? To stop someone? People think differently. This whole Kenosha thing that happened. They asked him, did you do this to kill the guy? Did you know that you were going to kill the guy? And Kyle Rittenhouse said, no, I was just trying to stop him. I was trying to stop him from harming me. This is blood guilt, guys. This is what you guys gotta understand. This is what you have to, when you get dragged in front of a court, in front of a judge, these are things that they ask you. Why did you buy those specific bullets? Why did you do this? Why did you do that? I do it to give me every advantage possible to stop someone from taking my life. Someone or something. Am I a vigilante? No, absolutely not. The cops do their jobs. I have to respect that. There's nothing I can do about it. The cops want to be evil, they'll be evil. And are there evil cops? Yes, there are evil cops. There's evil politicians. There's evil priests. There's evil rabbis. There's evil everything. All right? But where does that evil start? It starts in a thought, in a way of thinking. Okay, guys? So this is what they're trying to tell you. Right? For instance, they leave out the fact, hey, why are you hunting animals? They didn't bring up the fact that, hey, listen, if you're hunting to get a couple fucking antlers, that's wrong. They don't bring that up. But I'm telling you, that's how deep it goes. That's how deep it goes. And it even goes to the point where, well, if you're going to kill an animal, should you shoot it in the leg and then walk up on it and club it? No. There's Bible principle. Even about killing animals. Even the people that God will destroy, it's going to be swift. God's not going to hang you upside down and gut you like a fucking Mexican cartel. He's not going to do that. So guys, you guys got to be thinking about this stuff. What's going to happen? What's going to happen in your life if you're not thinking about every little thing you do? I mean, think about it. Think about Michelle. She's not thinking about anything. She's just floating through life. And then when that happens, this happens. Everybody knew Slingshot.
I'm doing that. What's going on there? Nothing. I can't hear. Well, you have the TV
I've
on.
never done nothing wrong.
Well, get up the goddamn phone and eat your food. Stop eating your food in the bathroom like an asshole.
Leave me alone, Dad. Really, you're so annoying. Oh my God! Shut up, Peter. Oh my God!
Some kind of weirdo.
Yeah,
You're on the phone all day long talking to people.
No. No, that's not. You have all these fucking things up so high, TVs, like they're fucking senile and stuff.
Which is happening?
Go in the kitchen with your food right now, or get the hell out of my house.
Oh my God!
Go like a normal person. You don't eat goddamn food in the bathroom or over the goddamn laundry basket. Give me a break.
Yeah,
go sit down over there.
Up high, like a fucking, like 100 years old.
It ain't that goddamn important, whatever's on that goddamn phone.
Oh my God.
And there you go. That's what happens. I'm sorry. And let's see what happens when you disrespect your parents. Let's see what the Bible says about disrespecting parents. Hold on. Hold on, I'm reading a text. Oh wow. I hope this happens. Oh, sorry, dude. Hold on. Secret Test Messenger wants Nicole to know that Lenny Kravitz has a 14-inch cock. Okay. Secret Text Messenger. All right. Let's see what the Bible says about parents, disrespecting parents, like Michelle K just did to her father, Bill. Disrespect parents. This might actually surprise you. This might actually surprise you because Michelle actually might be doing the right thing. Oops. Is there any audio? I don't want to read this to you guys. All right, here we go. This is very important, guys. Check this out. Very important.
What does it mean to honor your father and mother? The Bible's answer. The commandment to honor your father and your mother appears often in the Bible. Exodus 20:12. It involves 4 key actions. 1. Appreciate them. You honor your father and mother when you are thankful for all they have done for you. You can show your appreciation by valuing their guidance. The Bible encourages you to view your parents as your glory, that is, to be proud of them. 2. Accept their authority. Especially while you are young, you honor your father and mother when you recognize the authority God has given you. Colossians 3:20 tells young ones, "Be obedient to your parents in everything, for this is well-pleasing to the Lord." Even young Jesus willingly obeyed his parents. 3. Treat them with respect. This often involves what you say and how you say it. True, some parents at times act in ways that make it hard to respect them. Even then, children can honor their parents by avoiding disrespectful speech and actions. The Bible teaches that speaking abusively of one's father or mother is a serious offense. 4. Provide for them. When your parents get old, they may need practical support. You can honor them by trying your best to make sure that they have what they need. For instance, shortly before he died, Jesus arranged for the care of his mother. Misconceptions about honoring one's father and mother. Misconception. To honor your father and mother, you must let them control your marriage. Fact. The Bible teaches that the marriage bond takes priority over other family relationships. Genesis 2:24 says, "A man will leave his father and his mother, and he will stick to his wife." Of course, married couples can benefit from the advice of their parents or in-laws. However, a couple may rightly decide to set boundaries, limiting the involvement of relatives in their marriage. Misconception. Your father and mother have ultimate authority. Fact. Although God gave parents authority within the family, all human authority has limits. It never overrules God's authority. For instance, when a high court ordered Jesus' disciples to disobey God, they replied, "We must obey God as ruler rather than men." Acts 5:27-29. Likewise, children obey their parents in union with the Lord, that is, in all things that do not conflict with God's laws. Ephesians 6:1. Misconception. Honoring your father and mother requires you to follow their religious beliefs. Fact. The Bible encourages us to test what we are being taught to see whether it is the truth. An individual who does so may eventually choose a faith that differs from that of his parents. The Bible mentions a number of faithful servants of God who did not follow the religion of their parents, including Abraham, Ruth, and the Apostle Paul. Misconception. To honor your father and mother, you must share in traditional rites of ancestor worship. Fact. The Bible says, "It is Jehovah your God you must worship, and it is to him alone you must render sacred service." Luke 4:8. A person who worships his ancestors is displeasing to God. Moreover, the Bible teaches that the dead know nothing at all. They are not aware of any homage rendered to them, neither can they help or harm the living. Ecclesiastes 9:5-10.
There you go. Now, Michelle K., I guarantee you, if she had these Bible principles in her life, that conversation never would have happened. Never would have happened. Never. Everybody knew Slim.
I'm doing
What's
that.
going on there?
Nothing. Nothing. I can't hear. Well, you haven't seen
I've never done nothing wrong.
Well, get up the goddamn phone. I'm not in your mood.
No,
I eat your food in the bathroom like an asshole.
Leave me alone, Dad. Really, you're so annoying. Oh my god, shut up with me. Oh my god. Yeah,
all day long talking to people.
You have all these fucking things up so high, TV, like you're fucking, stuff.
What just
Go
happened?
in the kitchen with your food right now, or get the hell out of my house.
Oh my god.
Go be a normal person. You don't need goddamn food in the bathroom or over the goddamn laundry basket. Give me a break. Go sit down over there.
Up high, like fucking 100 years old.
It ain't that goddamn important, whatever's on that goddamn phone.
All right, guys, listen, Anderson Henderson just went live. We're going over there right now. He's got 4 people watching, guys. Let's go over there. I will talk to you later. Thank you very much, guys. I truly appreciate you sticking around and listening to my God talk. You don't have to do that, but I appreciate it. And you don't have to agree with me, again. But guys, I'll see you over at Anderson's, all right? Bye.